All right, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday night. Here we are yet again. Man, these weeks are flying by, aren't they? Man, like as bad as things are. Because this year hasn't started out any better than the last couple of years, in my opinion. I hope it's better for all you fine folks, but I don't know. This year sucked too. But on the bright side, at least we're flying through it. Here we are, middle of I almost said November. No, we're not that far ahead. Middle of February, but man. Anyway, so. Okay, I got a couple of things to cover before I get into the main topic tonight, which is going to be Kiss. Because, like the ticker says, you got to kiss somebody on Valentine's Day, right? I mean, you do, right? So here's the thing, too. I'm actually thinking of making this an annual thing, for Valentine's Day weekend. Hopefully, in another year, 2 years, things like that, the community will grow. We'll be able to bring more people in, talk about more Kiss experiences or whatever, pick an album to discuss. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So this will be the first annual Kiss Valentine's Day live stream. So if you like Kiss, great. If you don't, like I said, don't let it make you shy away from the stream because we tend to get off topic regularly and we'll discuss a heck of a lot of other things. But before I get into everything, let me bring this up too real quick. The thumbnail. I thought, yeah, man, I want to talk about the thumbnail real quick. Usually when I make a thumbnail for the live stream, in most cases, I just throw it together. I have the stock background, I change the number, blah, blah, blah. This one here, like the Star Wars live streams, those I kind of made a little special. I just threw the posters on. But this one here, the Kiss live stream thumbnail, right? I put a little extra oomph into making this one because I had to find the right picture and the right logo. Because to me, right, I love all iterations of Kiss. But when you think Kiss, you think the makeup and all of that. So I had to find, of course, tracking down, you have to find a picture nowadays with the original four members, right? You got to make sure it's not Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer. Nothing against Eric. A whole lot against Tommy. Anyway, we'll probably discuss that later. But so I found the right picture. But then when I think of Kiss, I think of the black and the chrome and the glitter and the shine. You know what I mean? So, man, was it a nightmare making this here logo, right? Getting this logo together and on the graphics. So I hope you all appreciate that. So I'll probably recycle it every year, just change the number. But yes, I'm kind of proud of this thumbnail. That's why I popped it up. But before I get into too much more, because my voice is still kind of shot, I want to bring in my brother from another mother. You know him. You love him. Hit that beautiful Fez footage.
Ladies and gentlemen, millions watching around the world, let me introduce to you the genius of genealogy, the guru of guitar, John Fez Wendell.
Brother
Hello.
John. Hey, how's it going, Brother John? How's it going?
Oh, it's going kind of slowly and kind of quickly at the same time. And, it's been one of those weeks that just kind of was, more or less.
All right. I got to address something right now, right at this particular moment. Okay. John, you and I were discussing this backstage, and now it's going to boil over onto the live stream because if you all take a look, okay, the chat is on the screen. However, apparently Restream has done an update and decided it was a good idea to copy StreamYard and put that little tiny font over there in the right-hand corner. And look where it is. It's right on Brother John's face.
I never looked so good.
Well, okay, so we should probably swap positions so that I can hide behind it. But holy, what the? I don't. All right. Before I rant and rave, because that's going to happen, I have a feeling. I want to acknowledge that Donna Hergenrether is here. Hail, Donna.
Hey
So
there.
before I flip my lid and get all disgusted, I'm gonna. Oops, I brought up the wrong thing. But Donna is here. I'm gonna bring up the movie of the week because poor Donna, has been up since 4:30 in the morning, so she's probably not gonna be able to
Oh wow.
stick around for the whole stream. So we're gonna bring up that there movie. Ladies and gentlemen, your movie of the week. As soon as I find it, I got a lot of pictures over here. Is none other than Clue the movie. Yes.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. I'm sure most everybody has seen this movie, but there you go. If you
Yeah.
want to brush up on that thing so you can interact with the fellas on Wednesday, movie of the week, Clue.
Yeah.
So there you go,
Very
Donna.
cool.
There you go. There's the movie of the week. Now, how the hell do I take it down? Oh, I got to scroll back up. So back to there's Brother Lenrod. Lenrod says hill. Yeah, okay, too.
Hey
Before I
there.
start my lid, let me run through the chat real quick. I know for some reason the chat doesn't go back to earlier. Matter of fact, it was last night, I think, when FKHC 2005 was the first one in the chat, and he was bragging number one. So he was here first. But we also had Old Man Bird here and earlier, and I'm glad because he pointed something out that I want to discuss shortly, and it is Kiss related. So hang on to your britches. So anyway, shout out to Queen Dolphin. Queen Dolphin is here in the chat. Brother,
Hey.
SB4H, my brother from another mother, says YOLO. You only live once, ladies and gentlemen. It is true. It is true. Yeah, there's Donna. I knew I saw Donna here somewhere. Donna says
Donna.
hail all. And Donna, perfectly fine if you want to tap out and get some sleep. You can always catch the replay, but thank you for being here. Absolutely. And there's Brother Lenrod. Brother Lenrod says hail. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. The cough isn't completely gone. So, all right, back to this. Look at that. Like, hold on. I got to see if I can refigure. No, that's not what I want. Like, no. Like, no.
This is a close up.
So we're stuck with this, I guess. Like, who in their bloody mind thinks that is a great idea? Look at that. Like,
wait a minute.
Okay.
We have the technology.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to do that. What's going to happen if I bring somebody else on? This is not acceptable. Okay, one of the reasons why I'm still here on Restream was because I liked that chat feature that was on the screen, and it just kind of bumped us over. Plus, John, it made me smaller, and I look a little better when I'm smaller, when you can't really see me up close. So
you're fine.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Restream, corporate headquarters. If you're listening, go back to the old. So apparently there was a bunch of updates this week. I don't know what is it, just a major Microsoft update or what too. So let me just apologize. Number one, I totally wanted to have a video out Tuesday or Wednesday, and apparently Clipchamp had a major update too. That is probably even crappier than that. Their chat being right on John's screen over there. It was a nightmare trying to just even figure out how to use the thing all over again. Yet again, another update that was not for the better. I don't know what these people are thinking. So anyway, it literally took me almost an entire day to track down where the file went in my computer to be able to bring it back into my editor and do all my other editing and put it up for you fine folks here on YouTube. So anyway, long story short, I'm relearning how to do that thing and all. So the videos might be a little slow coming out, even though I have a bunch of topics I want to cover. But anyway, geez. All right, let me just get back into we're gonna discuss Kiss this evening, but I have a couple other music things I want to put out real quick before we get into that. Shout out to the band Metal Church. Okay, I love Metal Church, one of my favorite bands from back in the day. Metal Church has a new album coming out called Dead to Rights. It will be out April 10th of this year. So there's something to look forward to. They have a couple videos up here on YouTube if you want to check them out. It's almost like a little super group because they have Dave Ellison. Dave Ellison is in Metal Church nowadays. And there's a topic, I don't know whether to tackle or not. I used to really like and respect Dave Ellison. And I really wanted him to be a part of this final tour. I mean, this tour is supposed to last a few years, from what I understand, because they're going to go all over the world and all of that stuff. So I thought it was pretty appropriate that they should have Dave Ellefson be a part of it. But he's made some comments recently that are a little sketchy to me. If you all don't know, he has a YouTube channel here, Dave Ellefson. It's just a little talk show. He basically does this with another fella, and sometimes he brings on guests. But over the last month or so, he's made some weird comments, like the new Megadeth album doesn't sound like Megadeth, right? And he's kind of running Dave Mustaine into the ground, which is, I mean, what, we fired him. I get it. Sometimes you're mad at your boss. I get that. But now all of a sudden, Dave is like saying like that he's not being included in the reunion tour is uncalled for and all this stuff. And like, he's kind of contradicting himself. Like on one hand, this doesn't sound like Megadeth anymore. He's been saying this is the Dave Mustaine solo project for the last few years and all this stuff. And yet he still wants to be a part of it. So, I mean, he has a new gig in Metal Church. Plus he's also in multiple other bands who play out regularly and stuff like that. So I don't know. It sounds like somebody's a little butthurt that they're not in Megadeth anymore. I lost a little bit of respect for Dave Ellefson over this. But anyway, this stream's not supposed to be about Megadeth. So we'll move, or Metal Church, really. So we'll move on. I just want to give a shout out. Another band I discovered recently, I meant to mention last week, and I totally forgot, even though I had it on my notes. A band called Tail Gunner. I just discovered them recently. Apparently they've been out for a couple of years. But I just discovered a new album of theirs called Midnight Blitz. They have a video for the song as well. And cool thing is they're kind of power metal-y. I'm guessing by the name Tail Gunner. That's an Iron Maiden song. I'm pretty sure that's probably where they got their name. But they have, like the old classic power metal with the two guitar players. And apparently they added, their new guitar player is a female. And holy smokes, Brother John, she's pretty good. She's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, you guys are in the mood for some sweet power metal. Check out a band called Tail Gunner. They're pretty cool. Awesome. Another thing, apparently Nevermore is coming back. I was never huge into Nevermore, but oh geez, Jeff Lenrod, help me. I'm having a brain fart live on Jeff Loomis, their guitar player. Okay. The reason why I thought I would mention this is because he was in the band Arch Enemy for like 2 seconds. But there's some recent developments in the world of Arch Enemy. If anyone out there is a fan of Arch Enemy, like I am, right? So they started out many, many years ago, just like I think they choose to be called mellowcore or mellow death music. I don't know. They growl, it's kind of that thing. So they started out like any normal band with a guy singing and stuff like that. But then after their first two albums, they replaced that guy with a woman. And this was like kind of unheard of back then, right? A German woman too, on top of it, named Angela Gossow. Okay. I really enjoyed her vocals. I thought she was phenomenal. Okay. Up until I think it was about 11, 12 years ago now at this point, she decided it was time to, stop touring and maybe think about a family and things like that. So she hand selected Elisa White Gluss. Okay. She used to be in a band called The Agonist, who kind of screamed and growled and did all that sort of thing. And Arch Enemy, I don't know. Elisa is a great singer. I'm not taking anything away from her. And they did have some good albums with her. But for some reason, I kind of lost interest in Arch Enemy with Elisa. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. But I think I know why now. Because there's a rumor going around. Let me bring this up. There's a rumor going around that since Elisa has left Arch Enemy, they may be bringing their, I want to say original singer, but she was really their second singer. But their original, since they made it big, they might be bringing Angela back into the band, which is really, really good news to me because I really enjoyed. They have so many great albums with her. I only picked two here to kind of show on camera, but because this is an older one. I think this was the first one with Angela on. This one is called Anthems of Rebellion. Okay. And there's a song on here called We Will Rise, right? And you want to check that out. That's early in Angela's career with them. And then I brought up Doomsday Machine because I love the song Nemesis. You want a nice introduction, kind of an earlier album with Angela, kind of a later one. You want to hear some good mellow death, I guess we're going to call it. But yeah, so I was really excited to hear the possibility of Angela coming back, because she never truly left the band. What I understand, she's still their manager. She's still been managing and all that, taking care of tours and all that stuff back behind the scenes. So that would be really cool to have her back. So going back to being disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay. Used to be a band I really, really enjoyed called Enough's Enough. Okay. John, you familiar with Enough's Enough? Okay.
Yep.
They were kind of compared to like the metal Beatles.
Yeah.
Although I really never considered them metal so much. They're more not even hard rock sometimes. Pop rock, Beatles maybe. But
you could call it that, yeah.
I used to love them. They've had a weird history. People have passed on. In other words, they're no longer among us. The singer, the original singer, has been estranged from the band for decades now, kind of doing his own thing. It's another thing where they don't really call, like, one band is Enough's Enough, even though the bass player is now singing for them. And Donnie V, the singer, just kind of been doing his solo things, but he's still doing like the Enough's Enough stuff. But apparently he has a new record deal. He is signed to a record company, a record label that is owned by Steven Van Zandt, who I was just talking about last week. Little Steven.
Yeah.
From Bruce Springsteen fame, but I know him from The Sopranos. I know him as Silvio Dante on The Sopranos. Now, I just watched an interview today. It just went up today. I'm always talking about the channel, Waste Some Time with Jason Green. So Jason sat down and he talked to Donnie V, and I really wish I wouldn't have watched the interview, because I lost a whole lot of respect for Donnie V today. I used to think like they need to reunite and get back together and stuff like that, but I really lost a lot of respect for Donnie V, because he said a couple of things, and I'll get the political stuff out of the way first. He said that he jumped at the chance to work with little Steven Van Zandt, because Donnie V's wife is very active online, and she noticed that Steven Van Zandt is very political. And if you know where I'm going with this, he's not our kind of political. So that tells me all I need to know about Donnie V's wife. And then Donnie V went on to say that back in the day when he used to do the Howard Stern show and stuff like that, because Howard's a big fan of Enough's Enough. He was, he used to tout them all the time and everything. And so Howard Stern hooked him up. He met Donald Trump through Howard Stern. And isn't it miraculous now how Howard Stern hates Donald Trump? But anyway, long story short. So anyway, he made the comment of, Donald Trump was great back in the day, but I can't stand him so much now. Okay, so there's that. But then the thing that really, really, really made me dislike him today watching this interview was that he was talking about he would be their second guitar player, but the guitar player that kind of, when they broke, was in the band, Derek Frigo. Mm-hmm. He called Derek Frigo's playing on several occasions just noodling. Yeah. Noodling. Okay. The thing that made Enough's Enough for me back in the day was Derek Frigo's playing. Mm-hmm. He was a phenomenal guitar player. And so Donnie V went on to say about the revolving door they had with guitar players, how nobody ever got it. Like, nobody ever got it. Everybody just tried to emulate Derek Frigo's noodling, the squeals and the pinch harmonics and all that, whammy bar. Right. That's what I thought made Enough's Enough kind of special. Being that their music was kind of Beatle-esque, but they had that modern guitar player who noodles, as he called it. Right. Unfortunately, Derek Frigo passed on too. He's another musician who's no longer with us, and I thought that was very distasteful and very disrespectful. Yeah, to say things like that and only call a very accomplished guitar player like Derek Frigo, who brought so much to their sound, just noodling on the guitar. So, anyway, I didn't mean to get so long-winded on that. If you're a fan of Enough's Enough, there you go. I give you a heads up, but I won't be checking it out because honestly, he has a new single I think coming out, Plain Jane. I watched his I think the last song he had put out was called Beautiful Things or something like that. It blew. It blew. It was not. Yeah. Anyway, so moving on. I don't want to get carried away on that. So, all right, another cool thing, sort of. So Skid Row is currently looking for another singer, right? And of course, Sebastian Bach is out there trying to get everybody to wave his flag and get the fellas in Skid Row to bring him back. I don't think
Yeah.
that's ever going to happen.
No.
Skid Row, I mean, Sebastian Bach is just a douche. We've seen that. We've talked about it on past live stream. He's a douche. Nobody can stand him in person. So I don't think that's going to happen. So everybody under the sun now is uploading videos to YouTube, probably every form of social media out there, trying to get discovered by Skid Row. They're doing auditions. They're doing these auditions. And I'm bombarded. I know here on YouTube, on Twitter, I'm bombarded. And I've been watching them, and some of them are pretty decent. However, I saw one today. I'm going to give a shout out because she's really cool. I've talked about her on the channel before. She's a British woman, goes by the name of Shez Kane. Okay. She has a really good album. She has a really good sound too. It's very 80s. It's very 80s hard rock. White Snakey, stuff like that, right? And she has a very good voice. I saw a video today. She auditioned and she did a cover of 18 in Life. And man, she nailed it. She nailed it. So, I mean, Skid Row had Lizzie Hale filling in there for a while.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it seems like they're not against having a woman front the band. So, so far, Shez gets my 2 thumbs up for. I'd like to see her. I'd be all for her being in Skid Row there. So, go on and if you're bored or you're interested, check it out. Give the thing a like. Maybe we can help her out. It gets pushed into that YouTube algorithm. Maybe the guys in Skid Row will see it. And,
Yeah.
again, she's pretty good. I think she deserves the spot.
Yeah.
I got one more.
She's powerful.
You've seen her?
Oh, yeah. Lizzie Hale. The first.
Oh, Lizzie Hale. No, I'm talking about Shez Kane.
Oh.
But yeah, Lizzie was just temporary. Lizzie was just kind of filling. I don't think she'll ever leave Hailstorm.
Yeah.
So that's her to the band. But so anyway, one more thing I want to give a shout out to. I used to keep an eye on people on YouTube in the chat on here too. I can't. This is so small.
Yeah.
It's so small. Anyway, last thing, kind of Kiss. No, I do have something else too, but music related, not hitting on Kiss. Just want to throw this out real because I thought this was real funny. So I don't know why, but recently YouTube has been throwing people reaction videos of people hearing Danzig's Mother for the first time.
Yeah.
Live 93 version. And so I've been watching them here and there. I saw one today. It was effing hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's a YouTuber goes by K, the letter K, Siobhan Reacts, Shavon. She's a black woman. And I thought, man, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting to see a black woman's take on the thing. And dude, it was one of the funniest reaction videos I've ever seen on anybody because as soon as she saw, Glenn Danzig's huge, right? He was big in '93. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
As soon as she saw him, man, she went ballistic, man. She said, I'm not even going to repeat on the channel, but she said some things, man. She was like she's like, I'm like white boy, and she's like, man, I'm going to call it the song's mother, but I'm going to refer to him as father. Come to me, father. It was funny. It was funny. It's definitely worth the watch. So I thought I'd give her a shout out for being so funny.
Yeah.
But okay, that's it as far as non-Kiss related music news. But I do have something, John. You're going to appreciate this, I think. And hopefully that chat is not over it because I think it's going to be. But I'm going to bring up a picture here because it is Valentine's Day after all. So I was thinking, what would be the perfect Valentine's Day gift for me? Anyway, for me. And I'm like, it's, first of all, I'm not a fan of Valentine's Day. I never was. I mean, it was cute, when you're a kid and you're in school and girls give you Valentine's Day cards, it makes you feel nice and warm inside and fuzzy and all of that there. But as an adult, Valentine's Day it's a sham. Like, it's just as an adult, you have so many things you have to remember. Birthdays, anniversaries, if you have kids, that have kids, their kids' birthdays and this and that and the other thing. You have so many things you get in trouble for forgetting to begin with, right? In my opinion, for adults, every day is Valentine's Day. You either love the person you're with or you don't. You either give them gifts or you don't. I don't think so this is just one way of getting you in trouble with your significant other, male or female. I don't think it should exist for adults. But however, back to the perfect Valentine's Day present. So I was scrolling through Twitter as I normally do, and thinking of this thing, looking, people are posting Valentine's Day related topics and all, and I'm not seeing anything that, I would consider a great gift. Here on YouTube, you got your commercials for, get this for Valentine's Day. I'm not seeing anything that floats my boat. And I'm like, the perfect Valentine's Day doesn't exist. And then I saw this.
Ooh. Oh,
and
yeah.
Then I saw this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get fed, the perfect Valentine's Day gift, look no further. Here we go. I mean, so it's a real doll, John. It's fully functional.
Oh my God.
So there we go.
Where's my checkbook? Where's my credit card?
Now this made my Valentine's Day seeing this. So yes, I would be a happy little fet to be given this. But anyway, enough of that nonsense. We're here to talk about Kiss. I'm going to try to scroll down. All right. So the chat is not moving on Restream either. On backstage here, it's not moving. I literally had to scroll down. Anyway, Lenrod says that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Like banging a cord. Yeah. Yeah, I was never big on, I've seen those. I'm joking anyway. I've seen those. What are they called? What were they called? Let me bring the picture back up there. Oh, the real dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nah, I was never interested until now. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about Kiss. So I'm going to bring something up. Oh, hold on a second. Before we get into that, we have a guest. I didn't hear a blip, but it notified me. Hey, Raquel. What's going on? How you doing?
Raquel.
Doing good. Just chilling after having dinner and stuff like that.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Nice of you to stop by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Sandra's tagging out. She's got her grandkids.
Okay.
See you, Sandra.
All right. Very nice. Thanks for stopping by, Queen Dolphin. She says we have to go. Our granddaughter is with us, so we need to spend some time with her. Okay. Very, very cool. And yeah, you don't want her listening to me anyway, especially if I get back on my the updates and stuff on the interwebs lately. But so yeah, Restream won't let
Lenrod. Yeah.
All right. You know what? Hold on. Give me a second. You two, if you don't mind, can you talk amongst yourselves for a second? I'm going to go try to send Lenrod an email. I will be right with you.
Okie dokie. So what's new, Raquel?
Nothing much. I did my Valentine's Day live stream earlier today. Played Fortnite on Friday and then played Gotham Knights on Thursday. This past Tuesday and Monday, I did a watch party of the anime movie called Perfect Blue. It's like a psychological thriller kind of movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with that movie or not. It's pretty much an anime movie. And then I did some painting on Monday. So it's been.
You've been busy.
Yeah, I've been busy.
Keeps your mind from going, into the Alzheimer's like mine. Because, the last 6 years, sitting here watching the news and watching YouTube videos on politics and all this and, going like this. I used to have a full head of hair until that. And, you get old quick while doing nothing. So it's good to be busy.
I guess.
Hey, Lenrod.
Hey, Lenrod.
There he is.
Yo.
What's going on? See, not that stupid. I don't know. People in the chat, what do you think? Should I keep that up or lose it? You all right with that?
It's kind of hard to see.
I'm camera off anyway. I'm good.
I don't like.
I'm surprised that the Restream doesn't have like a little overlay window for the chat on the screen.
Yeah,
I like the way it was up until this week. It just kind of bumped everybody over a little bit, and yeah, I don't like this at all, really. But
interesting.
Yeah. Although, hey, speaking of updates, though, Raquel, you probably noticed, but anyone on Rumble, Rumble has finally added shorts. So
I saw that.
Yeah, that's and the coolest thing is that so when I made a short over the last couple of years or whatever, I still uploaded it to Rumble, and it just looked like crap because it was a full, the whole rectangular video with the little, you know, but it
Mhm.
just automatically transferred that all over into shorts. Anything that was at 19:6 or whatever it is, the aspect ratio, it just automatically changed that to their new, pro form, whatever you want to call it, the shorts program there. So. I thought that was pretty cool. They're kind of getting up with the, up to date with things, so to speak. But
Getting in with
holy
the
smokes!
goldfish attention span generation.
Yeah.
Hey,
So hey, Lombardi,
Lombardi.
1969 in the chat. What's up, my brother? What's going on? Oh, okay. Before we get into Kiss, I meant to hit on this first of all. For anyone that was on Frolics last night, and so Doomcock debuted. I made him a new background and a new overlay, and a lot of people really liked it. But there are a couple of people who it has lightning flashing in it, and I thought it might be a little much for some people, and some people kind of. So anyway, I want to thank everyone that really gave me the thumbs up and were really cool about it. I did kind of adjust it today, and I sent them a new version, and some people recommended OmniVac being in the overlay and stuff, so I added OmniVac. Things like that. So that's off. That's off to DC. We're going to test that one out, I guess, and see if you guys like that one. We want to get it right. We want to get it right because it's time to. I think it's time to update. You know what I mean? Doomcock hates change. I hate change too, but I think it's time to update. So anyway, I want to thank you all for that, and everyone else cool about it. Thank you very much. Except you, Josiah Clinch. I want to thank you for your one time that you stop in over the last year and you didn't come in, and a little dramatic, buddy. Oh, it's giving me a headache, a bad one. Sorry, buddy. Sorry about
I
it.
thought he was pointing at me. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's like, I swear that dude, he just likes giving me a hard time. It's like, I've done a lot of stuff for him behind the scenes and stuff for him and his grandkids, wherever they are. So thanks for trashing me last night, buddy. I appreciate it. Anyway, Lombardi says, I didn't have any problems with the lightning flashes. That's before he says, I dug it, but I like lightning. Yeah, it was a little too much. So I decreased the frequency, spread it out a little. It would be much. It would be a lot of lightning for if he goes 6 hours like he did last night. So kind of stretched the lightning out because we can't lose the lightning. Here's my thought. Here was my thinking in creating the thing, right? He's our overlord, but he is a singing supervillain with mad scientist vibes, right? So, I mean, he lives in a blasted castle, right? There has to be lightning and clouds. And I mean, look at when he shows Castle Xanadu in his videos, there's lightning and all that. So anyway, we're working it. We're gonna tweak it. We're gonna try to make everybody happy. I'm not gonna be able to make everyone happy. I know that, but I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Lightning is good as long as it's not in my front yard where the trees are.
Right.
We had a lightning strike there a few years ago in summer, and one of the trees exploded.
Holy smokes! Literally.
Dang.
Yeah.
No, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's scary. But other than that, I like lightning. It's fun.
Lightning
nice
to the
to look at.
nations.
Uh-oh. We got Illegally Blonde is in the chat. She says,
Hey.
Happy
Holy cow.
I refer to it as VD.
Hey.
Valentine's Day. VD. Happy VD.
Yeah, I like what
Singles
what
Awareness
Lenrod.
Day.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I like Lenrod's thing. Singles Awareness Day. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
really see it as that. If you're like, yeah, you're single, so what? You have your family and friends. That matters.
True.
Yep.
True. Yeah. Like I said,
But sometimes you want more and you can't get more.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the day. That's where we're making a Kiss Day here on this channel. Kiss Day.
That's right.
Right.
Much more important.
Yeah. Much more important.
Yes.
Everybody kisses on Valentine's Day, right? So,
Well,
all right.
I've played Kiss albums, but
speaking of which, I do have some things to show then. Not much. I don't have a huge Kiss collection, but I have a couple of things I'll show then. But I'm going to try to bring up an article here. So I apologize. I wasn't coughing all day until I hit live. It's like, oh, here we go. I'm going to try to bring something up here. Bear with me. and it is kind of Kiss related. So if you didn't catch my last video, which I finally, no thanks to Clip Chat, managed to get out yesterday on Wasp, okay, Blackie Lawless. So first of all, if you didn't catch the video, good news in the world of Wasp. They're going to go out on tour, and they're going to be playing the first 4 albums. And it's supposed to be like a spectacular thing with like the album covers coming to life. It sounds really incredible. But the reason I brought this article up is because for those that don't know, Blackie is a longtime friend of Ace Frehley. So Blackie Lawless rips Gene Simmons for suggesting Ace Frehley's death was a result of bad decisions that was totally uncalled for. This is one case where, Gene tends to say some dumb things, and this was one of them. Sometimes he just says things for the shock value, and I think he should have thought about this one first because, it was Ace. So anyway, during an appearance on the February 13th episode of SiriusXM's Trunk Nation with Eddie Trunk, Wasp leader Blackie Lawless ripped Gene Simmons for suggesting the death of Gene Simmons' Kiss bandmate guitarist Ace Frehley was the result of the guitarist's bad decisions. That upset me greatly. Hey, I understand that Ace aggravated him over the years. Blackie, who was Ace's longtime friend, said, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net, which this article is from, by the way, I get that. I was there and I saw both sides of the fence. But at the same time, if he wants you to do a commercial for drug abuse, wait 6 months. Drugs are still going to be a problem 6 months down the road. My friend's body is still Ace's body, not even cold yet. And Gene is saying the things that he's saying. So Lawless continued, I got great respect for Gene, but that was totally uncalled for. He did not need to do that. Like I said, drugs are still going to be a problem 6 months down the road. If you want to make a comment about it, then do it, but don't do it at this time. That was totally uncalled for. I hate when articles repeat themselves like this. Like everything. It's like, and I pre-read it. I totally forgot it. But anyway, after host Eddie Trunk noted that Ace always had bad balance issues. We always heard this, right? Yeah. Blackie concurred. We'd be walking down the street sometimes, and he would literally just crash right into me, Lawless said. We would be in restaurants, go to get up from the table, and he'd crash into me. One time we were at Trader Vic's restaurant here in Beverly Hills, and we went to stand up, and I could tell he was losing it. And I went to grab him, and when I did, I hit the table. He ends up on top of me. Food flies up in the air, and there's these 4 little blue-haired ladies sitting next to us. There's food. It looked like something out of a bad sitcom. He's laying there on top of me. He goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm trying to help you." But that was life with him because, like I said, he had that problem with his equilibrium in his left ear. So I won't read the entire article. I just wanted to point that out because we're all aware, all us Kiss fans know the legend of Ace falling down on stage, right? They even had Gene and Paul had a routine where when Ace went down, they'd go over him and kind of stand over him playing and stuff and help him back up and make it look like a part of the show. So that was very uncalled for Gene to say. But one thing that wasn't, in my opinion, and I'm kind of happy with Gene again. Excuse me. Because he's back on his high horse about the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame, as I like to call it, the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame, where he says, according to the Legends and Leaders, this is so small I can barely read it. According to the Legends and Leaders podcast, Kiss bassist Gene Simmons is once again questioning why rap and hip-hop artists are included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's shame. Reigniting the debate he's been vocal about for nearly a decade. Simmons said, hip-hop does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I just want to know when Led Zeppelin's going to be in the hip-hop Hall of Fame. He also pointed to artists like Iron Maiden still being excluded, which is not right, adding that rap is a spoken word art that doesn't speak my language. Simmons and NWA famously clashed over this topic back in 2016 with Ice Cube arguing that rock and roll is a spirit, not a genre. And then he even doubled down on it. He said, I stand by my words. Don't argue with me. Argue with one of the founders of rock and roll, the legendary Chuck Berry. Ray Charles also said, rap is not my kind of music. I win. So right here, you can see Chuck Berry actually did say separate genre from the rock and roll tradition and helped establish. So I totally agree with this. Like, here's my, like Gene says, why why is it like, okay, John, you and I were talking this backstage. I'm trying to say the right words and I say the wrong words here. But like rock and roll, metal, it's kind of the same genre, like rap, country music. I think Gene even made one
Yeah.
comment where he said like orchestras can't be in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not rock and roll. Now, the only thing I could see maybe the Run DMC collaboration with Aerosmith, the stuff that I could think it was NWA or whoever it was did with Anthrax, because there is rock included. But like these hip hop artists, have a rap Hall of Fame. Knock yourself out. Like, go ahead and do it. But because I don't see band like Iron Maiden's never going to get in a rap Hall of Fame, right? So that's not racist. That's not being racist. That's just Iron Maiden is not rap.
Different genre.
They just need to release a rap song. That's what they got to do.
No, don't give me any ideas. I don't but yeah, again, this is one topic where I totally agree with. Well, first of all, the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame is not even important to me. It's not even significant. They can't even put the right people in there to begin with, and people who should have been in there. First of all, it should be like there should be a certain number of years you have to, because you can't build up fame and a long history of music unless you're around for a certain length of time too. People like LL Cool J, I think, was kind of put in there, a couple decades ago, I think, at this point. It's like, you need to be around, because if you recall, he only rapped for a little while and then he became an actor and stuff like that. So I think you need to put in some time before you even consider for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, I don't understand, because there's so many times
have a major impact, like an asteroid hitting the Earth. No,
there you go. We'll overlook that. But like, I don't get it. Sometimes I swear they're just sitting around putting a bunch of posters on the wall and throwing a dart and seeing who's going in there, because it's like, I don't get it. Like, I'm not sure if Nickelback is in there. I should have done my research first, but they're kind of a more recent band, and it's like sometimes you'll see like Nickelback going in with Judas Priest. You know what I mean? That's not, something's not right there. Judas Priest they've been in the trenches. They've served their tour. They deserve to be in there, and they just got added recently too. By the way, I'm pretty sure LL Cool J was in there way before Judas Priest. So, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame really needs to rethink what they're doing there. But like, what do you guys think? You think Gene's wrong on this?
There's good points, there's bad points in a lot of what he says, but I agree with him that, rock and roll and rap are two different things. Now, rap evolved from the same place rock and roll did, but it's a cousin rather than, a brother or sister. It all came back from, blues. That went into the American music and the British invasion music, Clapton, Hendrix, or Page, Beck, it all goes back into blues, which also incorporates jazz. Rock and roll also has elements of country, and the crossover there is Jerry Lee Lewis, obviously, first one comes to mind. But there's several country artists who crossed over into rock and roll and vice versa. So it's an evolution down that single line as you get to heavy metal. Rap went sideways a bit and came down its own line. And so you've got, different genres of rap. Some are, gangster rap. Some are just, mellow rap stuff. You've got some that are, I don't know, it's a totally different thing than the other two. But as far as, hip hop Hall of Fame, let them have their own thing.
Right.
That's fine. And at the same time, you've got the Jazz Hall of Fame, you've got Blues Hall of Fame, you've got Rockabilly, all these different things. And it should be in rock and roll, just the people who've been rock and roll, who came down that single line. And, even metal has its own thing where, it evolved from, rock and roll, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Hendrix, etc., Kiss. But it's still down that line. It's part of the evolution.
I just want to give a shout out real quick. New name, at least to me, in the chat there. Gamer1745 says, I read Gene's unreservedly apologized. Wait, I read Gene's unreservedly apologized for his comment about Ace. I apologize. I can't read tonight for some reason.
Yeah.
But, holy
Hey,
smokes, Pudgy's there.
Pudgy!
Holy
Pudgy.
smokes. Hey, Pudgy,
Bugs
what's
to
going on, buddy?
Pudgy.
What's going on, buddy? I will pop up your link stand too, little fella. I have like all your links now. I got your Twitch one too. I'll pop those up in a moment. So Pudgy asks, who is Cupid's favorite band? Kiss. Absolutely. That's why I think we're going to make this an annual thing. We're going to do Kiss for.
Yeah. And maybe next time I can actually get the face paint going.
Ooh.
I had the plan. I was going to do all the makeup and everything. I went to every store in this area. Nobody had anything. I drove all the way to Lake Delton, which is like a 45-minute drive, and nobody there, not even Hobby Lobby or Walmart, had any face paint.
What?
They had nothing. There's nothing here.
Well, maybe that's a good thing, though, because Gene probably would have sued you. So,
either that or I'm allergic to it, and I just don't know it yet. Much
maybe
like
by
mascara.
next year we can. Maybe by next year we get big enough, we can get permission from him to do it.
Yeah.
FP48 says, I'll give LL Cool J some credit. At least he had a live album where he had a full-on band and performed in concert. Still.
And like early hip hop and rap, they had full bands. Like early on, it sounds a lot more like R&B with it's R&B roots with just the spoken language poked over the top instead of singing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my biggest gripe with rap has always been, and no disrespect to rappers, right? I get it. There's a talent to that. I can't even read people's, comments tonight, let alone, rap out a whole song or things like that. So that's an art form. I'll give it that. But musically, they call it sampling. I call it stealing. You know what I mean? It's just, they're using other artists' music.
Yeah.
In most cases. And a lot of and I don't mean to try. Okay, I guess I'm going to be the old guy yelling at the kids, get out of my yard or whatever. But I work with a bunch of young fellas, and I hear, they're allowed to listen to music at work. And so one fella pulls up, playing something, and the next fella pulls up. It's like the exact same drum beat and stuff. It's like there's no creativity in any of this stuff. And it's like
they all use the same algorithm.
It's like so I don't know. That's why if anything, I don't think hip hop should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because rock and roll, metal, they write their own riffs and they make their own music and stuff like that. So I don't know, apples and oranges to me.
Yeah, that's kind of the biggest problem with contemporary hip hop is that every hip hop and pop song released in the last 20 years is based on the same algorithm. There's a couple of Norwegian guys developed it, and they've all used that same pattern for all the music because it's the earworm formula. Yeah. It works. It's very effective.
Yeah. To me, it sounds like a train. It sounds like a train chugging along. Every time I hear it, it's just this.
But it sticks in you. That's the thing. It's that pattern. It's what works.
I don't know.
They all use the same underlying beat. There was a comedian who did a stand-up act a while back, and he would beatbox the various beats and be like, "Can you name this song?" and all that. And audience members would name a bunch of different songs, and he's like, "Guess what? You're all right," because all those songs use that exact same beat.
Yeah. Well, it's like what is it? A, D, and G are the same chords used in half the rock and roll songs in the last 40 years.
Yeah. That's the golden combination, those three notes. All you need is three chords, you get all the girls.
Yeah. And somebody did a video where they took a whole mess of the songs that use that chord progression and linked them all together in a row. And it was rather funny to watch.
Yeah.
And a little disturbing at certain moments, but, it's crazy.
That's that golden combo.
Yeah.
There you go, Pudgy. I got your links up, including I found a Twitch one.
Yep.
What do you know?
Yep.
Look at that. Look at that, General Kala. If you're watching out there in I almost said Kiwi land. Does she like that? I don't know. I don't want to get her mad at me. But if you're watching out there, your little boy's all grown up. I got the links. And including, here's both Pudgy's.
Oh,
the Pudgy
roboting
Stories, where he tells the stories, and Hedgehog Gaming,
Yeah.
Pudgy Hedgehog Gaming.
Yes.
So there you go, buddy. FK 2005 Ale, the first one I was.
Hey, Tim.
Boy, I scheduled the live
Hello.
stream yesterday. I don't even think
Mhm.
I like hit the button to put it up, and the next thing I knew, he was in the chat saying first. So he quick,
Yeah, there
man.
you
go.
He quick on the draw. Coughed. Forgot to unmute my microphone. Rookie. Got a rookie here.
The only thing,
ladies and gentlemen.
the only thing bad on my desk, Tim, is the coffee filters. And the only reason I have coffee filters is because I'm going to strain the used vinegar that I use for taking rust off metal tools and see if I can recover some of it.
Oh, you might be able to.
Don't know.
I think
Gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons I don't like coffee. Like, I think I mentioned just last week how my parents were coffee. They were addicted. They were addicted to coffee. That coffee
Yeah.
pot was running 24/7. Like, the only time that coffee pot stopped was when they used to clean it and they would run the vinegar through it and the whole house smelled like hot vinegar. I hated it. Like, I can't stand the smell of vinegar. And
Yeah.
Another reason why I think I don't drink coffee. But
Yeah, vinegar's
Yeah,
fierce.
that was one of those smells, along with when my sister would get a permanent done in her hair at home.
oh
and there
yeah,
was that horrible smell. I don't remember what it was, but oh my God.
like burning hair or something.
Yeah, it was chemical something,
Yeah.
to hold the curl, but jeez. That and cooking onions in the morning. Oh my God. I couldn't breathe with that.
All right, so going back to Kiss, I'm going to get a little personal now, and I'm probably going to hit on a couple stories here that I've spoke about before. It's hard to remember now whether it was here on this channel or back in the old King Dolphin days, and I know I even mentioned one of them in the video, but hey, we're doing Kiss, and so I'm going to get a little personal here. I'm going to bring up a picture right here real quick. So when I was a little kid, my parents probably loved me just for the simple fact that I recycled my Halloween costumes. I only ever really had two as a kid. And these were the two. And the first one that I had was the Ace Frehley costume. And I wore that thing like literally like almost every day. I throw that thing on and grab like a shovel or something or pretend it was a guitar. And so I wore that thing out so when it got worn out, then I got the Star Wars, the X-Wing pilot costume there. But so keep in mind, Ace. I had Ace before I had any Star Wars costumes, so that's saying something right there. So, and that mask there, it was funny thing was I wish I still had it. I don't, but the mask lived on long after the costume because as my youngest nephew, when he was a baby, and my sister would bring him to the house, he had a thing for steps, and he was always trying to climb up the steps, and the poor little guy was terrified of this mask. So my mom used to set that mask on the steps, and it would keep him from climbing the steps. So I probably saved his life on more than one occasion. And he called it, for some reason, he called it the gok-gok. To this day, I have no idea what that meant, but that mask was the gok-gok, and it kept him off the stairs. So that came handy for even long after I wore the thing. But that's something that's like on my bucket list. These two costumes, before I pass on from this world, I would like to get a hold of an original of both of those too. So that's kind of my bucket list right there. But another story, this one's very personal. I'm going to bring up a picture. I hope the family doesn't mind me showing it. But this is my cousin Jay, who I'm always talking about. Unfortunately, we lost him in 2019. The flu, of all things, the flu. I think was something else. He was on a ventilator. It was like you go back and listen to these stories about the the virus. We shall not mention. This was 2019, but I think it was out there in the world, and I think my buddy there got it. But anyway, so obviously I brought this picture up. I mean, you can clearly see the shirt. He was a Kiss fan too. So the reason I want to talk about my buddy Jay here, because and again, he was my nephew, and okay, long story short, I swear to God, my family weren't rednecks. It's just Fett here was unplanned. I was unplanned. I had two sisters, and my brother fortunately passed on now too. But I was 10 years after all of them. I was a happy accident, you might say. So I was closer in age with my nephews, and this being my oldest nephew here. I mean, we were like two years apart. So we were
Yeah.
brothers. We grew up brothers. We did everything together. You know, we listened to the same music, all that stuff. So Jay's mom, my oldest sister, used to work at a department store here called Jamesway. John, you remember Jamesway, I'm sure. It was Walmart. Yeah, it was Walmart before Walmart, right? And so they had everything. So every year around Christmas, you know, a few days before Christmas, they would open at midnight and let family members of their employees go shop, get some Christmas presents at a ridiculous, discount and things like that. So this one year, it would have to be what was Animalized, John? Was that 83? 84?
Somewhere in there, 80. Had to be 83 because I went into the Navy in 84.
Okay, so Christmas of 83, I was kind of old enough, I was kind of aware how Christmas presents got, where they got and everything. So anyway, this year my mom let me go along. She's like, you can get something cheap if you want to pick it out. And I told the story many times how I screwed it up. My mom would never buy me a cassette or anything musical like that because I stuck my foot in my mouth. Anyway, this Christmas I went along and they had Animalize had just come out. We didn't have the internet back then or anything, and I was young enough that I really didn't read magazines or anything like that. So it took me by surprise. I didn't even know Kiss had a new album out, so I bought it, or my mom bought it for me. Anyway, and my nephew Jay there was with me, and he used to stay at my mom's house all the time. And this particular night, he was staying there, and so my dad worked early and everything. I lived in a house where the 9 o'clock lights out, you went to bed, but we waited till they went to sleep, and I broke out my radio and we played it real quiet and we listened all night. We stayed up all night listening to Kiss Animalize, right? And next morning when we get up, we went downstairs and we got cereal or whatever we did, and my mom had she had some my mom's dad used to own a furniture store. And before he passed on, he like furnished my mom and dad's house, gave them a lot of cool furniture and stuff. And by the time I was growing up, I was a little older, but she cherished it because it was a gift from her father. And so anyway, my nephew there, he gets a cereal and he sits down in this rocking chair that was gifted to my mom by her dad. And he proceeds to sit there. How he didn't spill his cereal either, I don't know. But he got that thing rocking. It was coming up and off the floor and making this god-awful rocking. He's sitting there screaming the words to Heaven's on Fire, right? Mm-hmm. And my mom, she was fairly religious. And she hears him saying, Heaven's on fire, burn with me, and this, that, and the other thing. Man, did she tear into him. She lit him up. She's like, don't you ever want to come up to this house again? Don't you ever let me hear you sing something like that. And that's despicable. Where would you hear something like that? Fortunately, my nephew was cool because he didn't tell him where he heard it. But it was from the cassette that my mom bought me the night before. That good old James way there. So whenever I think of Kiss, to a lot of times I think of my buddy there, Jay. So miss you, buddy. But so guess what though? Something real cool. Instead of just waiting until later, I was going through my stuff upstairs and I came through. Here's all my old Kiss cassettes. Matter of fact, I love Kiss so much. I kept them in their own little box, and this was my local music store from back in the day. You can see my obsession from when I was younger with black and green. I had Mr. Yuck plastered all over everything. Yeah. But nice. So I'm looking at this. I found it today. And John, look at the sticker inside there. Gears Iced Tea. Gears Iced Tea. Even as a kid, I'm plastering gear. So anyway, I found all my old Kiss tapes. And nice. Right here, cool. There it is. This was bought like right before Christmas, 1983. This is the cassette responsible for getting my nephew torn a new one by my mother. And I noticed something else too. Apparently, I loved it because I can tell this was the original because of the stamping on the case. But apparently, I liked it so much I bought another one too at some point because I have two of them in here.
Maybe you wore it out.
Maybe I was afraid I was going to wear it out, so I bought a backup. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, including not just Kiss too, Brother John. Fairly's common.
Nice.
In there too,
very good.
Yeah, so I was surprised when I discovered I had my old Kiss cassettes.
Very cool.
If you don't want them, I'll take them. They look nice on my shelf.
I'll tell you what, it's weird because I got rid of like cassettes and things like that, but check it out. I still have some VHS even.
Nice.
of
Ooh.
Kiss. Yeah, man. I didn't even get rid of. That's how much. That's how
I
I
had
Kiss
that
people.
one.
And this here, Unplugged, the MTV Unplugged, I think
Yeah.
arguably, in my opinion, the greatest Unplugged that ever happened, in my opinion, was the Kiss Unplugged. But this one here,
Yeah.
and this was a James Way purchase. I remember this. There you go, man.
Oh, we're lagging a little.
Yeah.
Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park.
Ah.
Oh, of course. Kiss movie.
Alright.
Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park.
I remember when that first come out on VHS, it was $87. And I'm
Holy
thinking,
smokes.
whoa, that is way out there, you know.
Yeah.
By the way, hello, Andy Masterson, Canadian Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
Hello.
man. So people. Oh man. See, I got long-winded on my story, and I'm missing people. Hey, brother, Canadian Spider-Man. Hey, what's going on? Yes, brother Andy and,
I'll be right
and Andy too. Anytime. Yeah, we're talking about a tutorial. Like, just give me a heads up, and we'll make that happen. Absolutely. But yeah, Kiss meets the. Let me tell you what. I don't even remember how much this cost. I can still remember though. I got to give a shout out to an old buddy of mine, Mike James. Man, Mike James. We went to James Way. He just got his license, I remember, and he came up and he's like, "Hey, you want to go for a ride? I can drive now." I'm like, "All right." So we ended up at James Way, and they had this there, and he was a huge Kiss fan. I was always jealous of him because he had the Kiss dolls, the Kiss Mego dolls or whatever they were, the big dolls. Yeah, I never had those, unfortunately. But anyway, he was a big Kiss fan too, and I saw him like, "Oh man, Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park." He just grabbed it. Paid for it, you know. I thought he was buying it for him. We get outside and he goes, "There you go." So it's like a big shout out to my brother from another mother, Mike. Man, he just gifted me this. It's really cool.
Nice. Very
unless he
nice.
was-
Cool.
I guess, you know, if he was worried about getting us in an accident or anything, and I survived, at least he bought me something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's something, but yeah. So, I didn't mean to interrupt everybody. Brother Lenrod, you're a Kiss fan, right? You have something to say about Kiss, right?
What can I say about Kiss? You know, I really don't know what to say about Kiss. I've been a fan for quite a while. Sure, yeah, I love the music. It's some great works and even the stuff after they kind of started splitting up. I mean, especially some of the stuff they split up, I actually really enjoyed. Actually, probably more than their original lineup stuff.
Dude, I love
Like
the
a-
80s Kiss.
It's like Creatures of the Night is probably my favorite Kiss album, and it's not 100% Kiss, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I consider. Well, yeah, because Vinny and
Yeah,
Bob
they're
Killer
down
and
one
stuff,
member at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ace really didn't play anything on the album at all. And he was still a member of the Kiss Corporation, if you will, and had his financial rights and his obligations. So that's why they put him on the album.
Okay, yeah.
You know, that
You know,
they
it's
didn't
Why
want
the
to.
guitar work sounded
They
different.
didn't want to scare the fans, you know, to death. But there were a lot of guitar players on that. Rick Derringer was on there. Of course, Vinnie Vincent.
Mhm.
I believe Bob Kulick was on at least one track.
Yeah, he was on there.
And there were quite a few others. I can't remember the names of all of them.
So I could just grab the record and look at it. Or I could
Yeah.
Google it.
I have the CD
well,
right here.
Yeah, there's a number of videos that detail who played on what. But that was a great album. It has some great songs. And of course, that drum sound, they
Oh,
gave
yeah.
Eric Carr the kind of featured spot on that as kind of an apology for The Elder, which was the first album he was on.
Which, his drum sound is
you know.
phenomenal. Just absolutely bombastic sound.
Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was played on a set of Ludwig maple shell drums that he borrowed from somebody. I can't remember the guy's name. He was a famous drummer. But they just got such a booming sound out of those in the live studio and just added a bit of reverb onto it. And bang, there you are.
Yeah, just huge sound.
Yeah, I always thought the song God of Thunder should be about him.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Speaking of that album,
the sound I Love It Loud, man. That's a totally drum forward track, and it's absolutely
There you
slamming.
go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
back when I first got into buying CDs, I went nuts. I bought like I have all like the original pressings and stuff from back in the day at Kiss, but the one that I refused to buy was Creatures of the Night. I just couldn't stand because if you remember when they first put that CD out, the cover had it was a modern picture of no makeup Kiss with Bruce Kulick. They used that cover because Bob Kulick actually played on the album. So I was like, I refuse to buy it. I love Bruce, but that's not the cover. So fortunately, when they remastered it, Creatures of the Night is one remaster I have because they went with the original cover with Ace and the glowing eyes, right? I mean, this is the cover of Creatures of the Night we all know and love. So I'm glad I held out on that one. So yeah.
It's too bad the remasters are, remasters.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of them, and like they kind of sound okay, but like on my big hi-fi setup, you can definitely hear the distortion in it. All they do is turn the volume up, and it's like all the fidelity is gone. Like the punch from the drums isn't quite as heavy because it's distorting.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and I don't think Michael James Jackson had anything to do with the remaster. He was the producer on that album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the remasters are like 100% the big corporate office only.
Yeah.
I usually listen to all my stuff on like YouTube or something anyway. I just buy the physical copies just to support the artist, really. And the collector in me too. Which is and I pulled this one out too. I just showed this one not that long ago, but I don't know why, but I just recently acquired this. Like for the longest time, I was like, because it's essentially a greatest hits, but it has a couple extra songs on there. And when I heard how phenomenal those couple extra songs are, it was worth it. And it's weird too because I didn't realize when I ordered it. Of course, it was used, and the copy came from Germany, so you can see in Germany, no, the Kiss S's are not allowed. This has just the regular S's.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's a great album with those 4 songs.
Yeah, totally.
And my favorite was Partners in Crime because it had such a rock and bass to it. Really nice. And of course, Nowhere to Run. That's a classic.
Raquel, are you a fan of Kiss or are you still here? I see you're muted.
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry, I was just answering somebody. Yeah, I've heard a few of their songs, but I'm, not that too familiar with their albums or anything like that. But yeah, they're cool.
Oh, very cool. It's that's a lot of people. So I've had my share of Kiss haters over the years. Who kind of trash me for liking Kiss, and they call them clowns because of the makeup and all that stuff. Clearly, right off the bat, it's people who never really took the time to listen to Kiss, right? Because it's easy to say something like that when you don't know what because first of all, if people do hear Kiss, they tend to hear Rock and Roll All Night. That is one song, like I get it, it's an anthem. It is a great song, but it is so overplayed. People tend to think that Kiss is like a one-hit wonder. I hear it all the time. Well, do you have one song? Well, I mean, people hear Beth all the time too. And I guess maybe because it's night and day, some people don't equate Beth with Kiss and stuff like that. But I had so many people say like they're one-hit wonders. No, I mean, come on. I was literally just talking. So at work the other day, somebody made a mess, and the one gentleman told another guy, called him over and was pointing out the mess and said, "You better get somebody to clean that up." And the other guy says, "What did he say? Look it up." And the older gentleman goes, "Oh, that song." I was like, Kiss.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people know more than one song. I was astonished when somebody looked it up. It's not,
They just sound one-hit wondery today because most classic rock stations will only play like one or maybe 2 of the songs from the catalog now because they just, they're not getting as much ad revenue anymore, so they're only paying for the bare minimum now.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to ask a question now. Go ahead, John.
Yeah. In answer to FKHC's comment there, okay, since Fez is the oldest person here and was alive when Kiss was at their height, are they of their era? Yeah. I first got into Kiss in 1974. A kid named Louis Butt, when I went to school with, brought in a picture of them. And I'm thinking, what the heck is this? And of course, everybody around us for the first time seeing them going, show me. And It's like, wow, this is weird. And then it was about a year later, Alive came out. And we had one of those, and you'll see these on eBay. They're a toilet paper dispenser with a radio built into it. And we had one of those, and I'm, you know, sitting on the throne contemplating the universe, so to
As
speak.
one does on the throne.
Yes. And I had the radio on, as I always did, because I liked music. And Rock and Roll All Night came on. And that guitar solo had me wrapped right around it. It was, holy cow, this is incredible. Well, it's a simple guitar solo, really, but it was just powerful. And then after that came Detroit Rock City. And, I was hooked with the picture and hooked even tighter with Rock and Roll All Night. And then Detroit Rock City dragged me even further. And I was a fan ever since. But yeah, they were, the 70s were defined by two major pop culture things. One was certain movies like Star Wars and Close Encounters, Jaws, and the other was Kiss, and that was, I look back and Kiss and Star Wars go together. It's just that the way it all looked, the atmosphere of it. But yeah, that was wild.
Like I said, on one of the Star Wars live streams, William Shakespeare said there was life before Star Wars and life after Star Wars. I feel the same way about Kiss. There was life before Kiss and there was life after Kiss. My introduction to Kiss was totally by accident. I can't even remember. I was so young. I don't even remember how old I was. But so my one aunt, okay, she was married one time and got divorced. And, we're my mom's family was kind of a religious family, and that was kind of a no-no, but it happened. And she did have a son to her previous marriage. She ended up remarrying to a gentleman who's pretty well-to-do and everything. We have a local amusement park here, pretty big attraction here, and they had a cottage over there that they lived in every summer. And I used to live over there, like every year, every summer I spent my life over there. And occasionally, when my oldest, that cousin to that family, Bobby, his name was Bobby, he wasn't always at the cottage, but occasionally he would show up, and he didn't even have his own bedroom. Like, he was kind of like the black sheep family. Unfortunately, I loved Bobby, but so he was treated like the black sheep because he was to a different dad and stuff like that. So he didn't even have his own bedroom. They just kind of put like a blanket across the living room when he was there, and he just had this section in the back of the cottage. And like, I couldn't wait. When I heard Bobby was there, I couldn't wait to go through that blanket, because while he was there, he would plaster Kiss everywhere. Kiss. He would just listen to Kiss. He hooked me up with so many Kiss posters. Like at one, I talked before about I had my sister's hand-me-down room, and had pink wallpaper with yellow flowers on it. And my cousin Bobby's the one who hooked me up with all the Kiss posters that like I hid. I tried hiding every square inch of that pink wallpaper with Kiss, and he's the one that gave me. What's that?
It's a proper wallpaper.
Kiss wallpaper. That's right. So he's the one that actually gave me a Love Gun, the 8-track. That's the only thing I couldn't track down today. I'm sure it's still somewhere in this house. Like I was telling Brother John, I know the artwork came off of it long ago, so it's just a white 8-track anyway. You just have to take my word for it. But so that's probably why he gave it to me, because cover came off and whatever. But I used to play that thing, man, all day long. And so he's the one who introduced me to Kiss. And he was also like, he was like the black sheep of the family. He was like the badass. You know what I mean? It was scary. It was like, he was like my music drug dealer. He turned me on to Kiss. He was giving me my fix of Kiss, and so it was cool. It was scary. It was I don't know. So it was really, really cool. So I got to thank my cousin Bobby for actually getting me into Kiss, and because it made such a difference in my life. I'm even going to try. Let's see if I can tilt the camera up without wrecking the place. But if you look, I know it's hard to see, but up above me is the two albums that like I consider define my life. So we have Kiss Love Gun and Quiet Riot Mental Health. Like I said, Kiss got me into music. Quiet Riot made me a metalhead. So that's like this picture right here. I got this one down today. This is from the first album era.
Yeah.
But this hangs right above me over here every day of my life. And the reason why I'm showing you this stuff is not because look what I have. So a lot of you guys and girls like what I do now, you know, the graphics and things like that. So I try to surround myself with things that inspire me, right? And so when I wake up every day and I see things like Kiss and Star Wars and all of that, that's another picture, the one behind me there. I brought that. That's usually in my front room. I brought that down today, so I can see Kiss and be inspired. These are the things that inspire me. So you know, if you liked, you know, the background that Doomcock showed last night and the one that's coming, hopefully, these are the things that inspire me. So now you know, you know where it comes from, right? I have so much crap here. Like, I wanted to start the show drinking out of this, but I have this forever, and the collector in me just doesn't want to, you know, dirty it and wash it and eventually have to. So anyway, but you know, I have things like this, and geez, I talk about how I'm a car collector, like a diecast car collector.
I remember that.
Make myself big. But when you're past, what the hell happened there? So they changed usually when the screen on the left. So now it's the screen on the right that the person is big, which look how stupid this is, Restream, because now the chat is over the screen that we're trying to show here. You need to rethink your setup here, Restream. But anyway, so when a couple of your passions combine and they come together like diecast cars, with a card too, by the way, because I collect cards.
Triple whammy.
You got Ace. And
oh yeah.
You have to have Peter. Your own Peter card. So there you go, man. Look, there you go. You got Kiss, you got a car, and you can play with your Peter all at the same time. I just started that one down, but I knew you'd like that. Oh, well, I got your stuff. Might as well just show the rest of this stuff too. Of course, I've shown this before, but of course, you have to have the Kiss lunchbox from back in the day, the vintage box.
Yep.
Oh, now, unfortunately, my original, I had this when I was in second grade. When I was in second grade, I had this lunchbox. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to that one over the years. However, when you open this, so this was an eBay purchase, but this thermos, this is my thermos. Little Fett drank out of that in second grade. That is my actual thermos from second grade.
That's cool.
I got a lunchbox to keep it safe and stuff. And this thing here is also responsible for my love of the Iceman, because as a little kid, I didn't like going to school. I hated being. I still don't like being around people, but I used to sit there and look at this lunchbox, and there you go. Yeah, there's the Iceman TS10 right there.
Classic shape.
Yeah, this made
me. That drum set was. That drum set was my ultimate dream drum set. It's just the most fantastic. Because he's got 4 toms down one side, 3 across, 4 going back, 2 floor toms, and then a whole raft of zillion cymbals of every type and size. Just awesome. Man.
Now, John, if you got your dream drum set though, and it was a dream, would you have the like 20-foot rising drum riser that lifted like 20 feet?
Oh yeah,
of course. Kind of figured.
Of course, a friend of mine owned a gas station. Well, his father did, and he worked there when we were in high school. So I'd come over and visit. And of course, he had the garage bays with the lifts on it, and we used to ride that up and down. You know, playing Kiss music in the back. You know, that was so much fun. Yes.
Yeah, that was the record that put Kiss on the map.
Yes, a lot.
It's like they already had 3 albums out by the point that came out, but they had rushed them so quickly in the studio they just didn't have the energy. But the live album, that had the energy.
Oh yes, double platinum. That album cost me almost $400.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, because let me get this right, around 1981, I had gotten that. And I was house sitting for my grandparents when they were in Florida. And I got on the phone with a girlfriend of mine at the time. for 6 hours
Holy smokes.
and just playing that album back and forth. And it was, that classic, what do they call it? The Michigan or Milwaukee Goodbye, where you're
The
talking
Midwest
for
Goodbye.
the Midwest Goodbye, where you're talking for half an hour and then saying goodbye for another 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
And my father
Kind of like our outro.
My father came into my bedroom one day, kind of upset, and he said, "What the hell were you doing on the phone for 6 hours?" I'm thinking, our house phone. It says, "Your grandfather just called and he's madder than hell." So yeah, kind of had to work that one off. But
Ooh, yeah.
but she was cute, so there's that. But
There was a method to the madness.
Yeah, Double Platinum was weird, and it was the second compilation album after the originals. And they reworked a few songs in there. Strutter got really weird because they just kept saying Strutter over and over in the chorus, and a few other songs got the treatment. But it was really interesting because you had those embossed faces on the inside cover, and everybody took tracing paper and tried to figure out what they looked like by tracing the faces without the makeup. That was one of those things you did as a kid,
In the days before the internets.
Yeah. But good times. And of course, Alive. Not many people know the back cover of Alive was from a completely different concert. I think it was a Foghat show, but I'm not sure. But the photographers walked in and just handed these kids a poster and said, "Hold this and smile." Oh, yeah.
Andy just sent me that. That is very cool.
Yep.
I love the Marshall Super Stacks.
Yep.
Very cool, Andy. Now, is this?
I think that's a friend of his.
A friend of his?
He mentioned her. Yeah, he mentioned earlier in the chat.
Oh.
I had a similar thing, but mine was the Star Trek dolls, and the makeup that I put on them was just black tape, electrical tape cut out with an X-Acto knife. The guitars were from the Sears catalog, glued to balsa wood and cut out with an X-Acto knife. And I had Christmas lights up above, 2 speakers from a record player on either side mimicking the amplifiers, and then a Lego drum riser, because you know how that the front of the drum riser is these squared off angles. So I just put something like that together. And the drums were all either spools of thread or the bass drum was a tuna can. And, the cymbals were just cut out cardboard and stuff, but that was a lot of fun to play with. Oh, yes, and the platform shoes were popsicle sticks glued to the boots and shaped. And, of course, the, Ace's boots and Gene's armor were tinfoil. Lots of fun stuff. I had a great time with that.
Very creative.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the explosions. You remember the old Instamatic cameras had the flash cubes? And they'd either be a cube with 4 flashes on it, or there'd be a rack of about 8 of them. That's the toilet paper dispenser. Mine was white, but yeah, that's the one. Well, those flash cubes, I figured out how to take. Oh, cool. Yeah, Tim is a good tracker.
Yes, he is. He did send me 2 things. I saw the other picture really small. I'm almost scared here. I'm almost scared. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring it up because Tim asked me to show it. But keep in mind, it's FKHC 2005. So all the hate mail can go to him. And his opinions do not necessarily reflect the views of this channel. But here we go. Hold on. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
No,
oh, brother.
Make it stop. Go away. Go away. Go away.
Thanks a lot, Tim. Now you really ruined Valentine's Day for everyone. But anyway.
Yeah. But those flash cubes, I figured out how to wire them to a battery with a switch. And at the appropriate time, you just hit the switch and boom, you know. But that was just so much fun.
Agreed, man. Yeah, so anyway, back to the I only have a couple of albums. I don't know. I was just never into the albums. You know, I was the age cassettes were a big thing, and I just went with the cassettes. But I did.
Yeah.
I intended to start like an album collection. I wanted to have all the Kiss albums, but I only have these. Well, what is it? 4, counting Love Gun. But I am proud to say though, Kiss is the only band that Love Gun I actually have on 8-track, cassette, album, and CD. So I have all of that there.
There you go.
This year, now unfortunately, speaking of action figures, I was struggling. I wanted to do like the Mighty unboxing, you know, and wow everybody with the figures and all, but this is from '98, right? And I see they're going for, you know, not ridiculous money, but they're going for money. So I really didn't want to open it today, but I found a picture. So here I can show you all what's in there as soon as I find it. Right here. Here's what's in there. It's the '98 reunion Psycho Circus figures. So that is what is in there. But not quite the Kiss dolls. I dream of having those one day. But we'll see. But hold on. Another thing. Now I gotta scroll all the way back up to top to remove that. So I think I only have the last thing, and I've showed it before, but of course, it's a Kiss. You know, we got to show this on the Kiss stream. My pride and joy. My pride and joy.
Yes.
Oh,
the PS10.
Look at that.
It's hard to see, especially with that goddamn chat up there. But anyway, Paul Stanley's signature on the thing. But yeah. You guys know I'm a Super Strat guy, so I don't play this one often. This is essentially a Les Paul. That's what it feels like. Just
up to a point, yeah. Same layout for the strings.
But yeah, you can't not have Paul Stanley. Be a Kiss fan and not get the old Paul Stanley because I love Ace. He was always my favorite member as a kid and stuff, but never been a Les Paul fan. I was always more in awe of this, but it's probably responsible for my love of Ibanez. So.
Yeah, beautiful guitar.
I like it a lot. But this too. This is the I think I just mentioned how every one of my guitars I get like a little coin purse or whatever to keep my picks and Allen wrenches and stuff. And of course, this one has to have. This is the only guitar I own that doesn't have a Star Wars keychain on it.
Yeah,
this one actually has a Kiss.
It's appropriate.
Yes.
Wow.
There's that.
That's right, folks. Fet's showing his coin purse on the stream.
Well, that one is this is a legitimate coin purse. All my Ibanez guitars, I have like a fancy wallet with flames on it. They all have the same wallet, but this one here, it's it's black, it's leathery looking. It works. It works for Kiss.
It fits.
So I just stick with it. But, so. All right, man. Oh, and okay. Here was my question, and I'm just going to remain behind the chat because I look much better right now with the chat over my face. So here's my question, and I'm going to split it into 2 parts because I was originally just going to say, okay, everyone, whoever showed up, what's your favorite Kiss song? But to me, so there's Makeup Kiss and there's No Makeup Kiss, and to me they're completely different bands. So I didn't think it was fair because if you're just going to say as a whole, I know what I'm going to say, and it's probably going to aggravate the Makeup fans because it wouldn't be. So we're going to divide it into 2. So. Raquel, since you're kind of just a casual fan, do you have a favorite song? Anyone that stood out from Kiss for you?
Let's see here.
You're probably most likely familiar with Rock and Roll All Night, Beth. Somebody mentioned Hard Luck Woman in the chat.
Rock and Roll All Night, I should say.
Rock and Roll All Night, the anthem. I mean, that's worthy. Brother Len Rod. Now, and you can make it Makeup era, and so to be fair, no makeup era. So you can pick two. You can choose two, if you so choose. But if one rules them all, then one rules them all.
Yeah, for me, one does rule them all, and that's War Machine.
You got it. That's a
Good
one.
choice.
Very respectable.
Yeah.
Brother John.
Yeah.
There it
I'll
is.
tell you what. It depends on what day of the year it is, but I keep going back to the early makeup era. Songs like Strange Ways is one of my favorites. And let's see. I think Room Service is one of those that just really knocks me out every time I hear it. And for the non-makeup era, oh, God, there's so many to choose from. And you have to remember, at that point, it was pretty much the Paul Stanley solo band.
What do you mean?
So-
You don't
With a
like
touch of
lyrics?
Gene.
You don't like Gene's lyrics? Like I wanna stick my log in your fireplace. Come on, John.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's
she was
classic.
all over me like a cheap suit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Not
Gene
terrible,
was
but
not,
very cheesy.
Very.
yeah, Gene was not with a full deck playing, as the Germans would say.
Yes.
But let's see, non-makeup era, probably, and people are going to hate me for this one, but Silver Spoon from Hot in the Shade is a really
Ooh.
good song. I love that one. There's a lot of good stuff on that album, but for some reason it gets so much hate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed that album.
I kind of agree there, though. That is one of my least favorite. No disrespect. I love Eric Carr, but Hot in the Shade is, I don't know. I don't have much love for Hot in the Shade.
Yeah, the only one I didn't like was Cadillac Dreams and that rap song they tried to do.
Oh, they got a rap song. It means they can go in the Rap Hall of Fame.
There you go. Yeah, there,
Gene should apply for it just to spite
Yeah,
them.
he should. That's it's a good man. We have to throw that up and tag him on Twitter. Tigger? I almost said tag him on Tigger. I saw somebody, I think it was Tim mentioned too. Shandy is a very underrated song too. In my old age, I'm really digging Shandy. Shandy's a pretty great song.
Yeah.
Video's pretty cool too.
Yeah, there's a lot of good songs on that album. Easy as It Seems is a really fun one on bass.
Well, when you're talking Kiss and bass, I don't know, something
Yeah.
about Sure Knows Something. And now he's gonna torment me.
Oh,
with that.
yes. Yes.
Every time I mention it, that gets stuck in my head. He manages to call me or something and play it, and then it's stuck in my head. So for me, okay, so makeup era. And there are so many to choose from. Black Diamond. Holy smoke, man.
Yeah.
The whole first album. Like I love every song on there.
Maybe except the Kiss in Time cover.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
That was pretty weak, but they were stuck with it, so.
But man, just even back in the day, my band we used to cover Cold Gin and Come On and Love Me. Come On and Love Me is a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many to choose from, but I'm just gonna, just for the sake of nostalgia, I'm gonna have to go with Love Gun. I mean the song Love Gun, because it was the first song on the album. It was the first song I heard when I put that old 8-track in. There's just something magical about, right? Every time, just that drum beat, right? I hear a drum beat, I hear it, and I'm just waiting for it to be Kiss, and I'm always disappointed when it's not, if it's anything other than Love Gun. So I have to go with Love Gun.
And there's that guitar build up at the end that was really great.
You know what I love too?
Side too.
If you did you guys ever notice on Smashes and Thrashes and Hits, right? The compilation album. Did you guys ever really pay attention to Love Gun on it? Love Gun is different. During the solo, Paul does a wicked scream, and there's kind of like an echo on it and stuff. So check that out for that's some homework for everybody. If listen to the original version of Love Gun and then the version of Love Gun from Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. They're different. And I don't know which one I like better. I love that scream. I really love that scream. Right?
I wonder if that's what the classics version is like. I never even thought about that. Because there is one of the newer compilation was Kiss Classics that came with Sonic Boom. And it has they re-recorded a ton of songs for that one.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But,
have to
but
listen
anyway,
to
back
it.
to the non-makeup era. Again, like you said, John, so many. I mean, it's hard not to go with Heaven's on Fire or, just because of
Mhm.
sentimental reasons. But I have to narrow it down to, and probably if you stuck a gun in my head, a love gun to my head, and
Mhm.
made me choose one, I don't think Paul's voice has ever been finer than on 1,000,000 to 1 off of Lick It Up.
Yes,
I
I
mean,
agree.
I love Ace, right? But Paul was always my favorite vocally, right? Vocally.
Yeah.
And there's magic on 1,000,000 to 1.
Mhm.
Great song too. Thank you,
Yeah.
Vincent. But great song too. And yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go with that. Like I said, if even over the makeup era, I'd probably choose that one. So now everybody's like, you
Yeah.
kiss dork. But yeah, it was pretty
No, I
magical.
mean musically
Kiss.
that is an awesome song because that the staccato intro on that, you know, just it's so simple. It's one finger over two strings going up and down. Unbelievably cool. And then it hits you with those power chords, ba and then goes through the whole thing and then the voice comes in. It's just awesome.
Mhm.
Well, again, and musically at
Beautifully
the
done.
end, how they kind of switch it up, and instead of just playing the same chords on the way out, it moves up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just simple things like that.
Yeah.
And one thing that people, I don't know what you even call it. At the end of a song, when a singer they're doing the chorus, but the singer embellishes on it. He adds more to the
Yeah.
thing. I think Paul is the master of that. And that's a
Yeah.
hill I'll die on. He is so great at that. Even something as simple as, I've said this a million times, I feel at this point, but probably my favorite movie soundtrack, even probably maybe even over Star Wars, is the Shock 'em Dead, or not Shock 'em Dead. Oh, geez, I forget the name of the movie now. Shocker, just Shocker. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The Wes Craven movie, the horror movie. Yeah, a horror movie. Because it's almost a complete metal soundtrack. And there is a super group on there consisting of Paul Stanley, Alice Cooper, Tommy Lee, Vivian Campbell, Guy Mandude on guitar. Paul's vocals, even on that, just doing a song thrown together from a movie was just outstanding. And the embellishment he adds at the end of the song, it's great. Tears Are Falling is another one where, okay, image was bad. Okay, Animalize, the image was bad. All the neon and all that stuff there. But that's a pretty decent album. Like, I really, really like. I think it gets pooped on because of the way they looked, which was bad. Their look was bad. But the album itself is pretty decent.
That was Asylum.
What's that?
Tears Are Falling was on Asylum.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Asylum was a pretty decent album. It's all night. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but the song's pretty killer, I think.
Yeah, it's got a great catch to it. It's very, very catchy.
Yeah.
King of the Mountain is a fantastic track. It's a solid opener to boot.
Yes.
Yeah. So Animalize is pretty decent. Gamer 1745 says Domino is a rap song?
I guess, kind of, yeah.
Sort of, I suppose.
Yeah, sort of, kind of. In a roundabout way.
So SP4H also says, I'll only admit this on Valentine's Day, but Forever is a pretty good song, co-written by Michael Bolton. Listen, I did my pitiful attempt at a short cover of that song. I think in one of my shorts. No, it might actually be a video. Yeah, I guess. I don't know why. One day I broke out the guitar and I wonder if I still have the acoustic. And I was like, I wonder if I remember how to play this. I recorded it and it came out kind of all right. So I put it here on YouTube.
Yeah.
I like Forever. That's one thing. Kiss has some killer ballads, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Forever is one of them. Like, I can remember my son, for the longest time, it's like he didn't get the whole Kiss thing, but when as he got older, I caught him a lot of times listening to the song Forever. So yeah. I can remember my first job was called a pre-tripper. We had a local motor coach company, buses, like the charter buses, you can go all over the country and stuff. So they had those school buses, limos, stuff like that. My first ever part-time job was fueling those things up, checking the fluids, washing them, stuff like that. So we had fuel pumps at the bus barn, and I used to pull the bus up. I didn't even have a CDL. That's a story in itself. But I used to pull the buses up to the pump, and as they're fueling, I mean those tanks, as you can imagine, are enormous. So it would sometimes it'd take a half an hour to fill those things. So I'd sit back, I'd kick back, 17, 18-year-old me, I'd kick back in there and I'd put the radio on. And at the time, the guy who actually played drums in my band was working there with me. I got him a job there, and we just put the radio on, and we didn't even know Kiss had a new album. And all of a sudden, Every Time I Look at You came on the radio, right?
Yeah.
We didn't even know they had a new album, and we just sat there in awe, because obviously you knew it was Paul Stanley. And it was magic, man. Ballad. And two dudes who are like supposed to be metalheads and all. We sat there, man. This is great, man. We were enjoying life. So, yeah, Kiss is pretty good at the ballad thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most of them were Paul, and he was an incredible songwriter. He did a lot of co-writing with what's his name? God, Desmond Child.
Oh yeah, Desmond Child.
Yeah. I Still Love You is one of my favorites from that era, off of Creatures.
Yeah.
And the version on that Unplugged is unbelievable. Just wonderful song, wonderful performance.
I was
and
just
talk
about to say,
Paul's voice at the end of that. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was just about to say the unplugged version of I Still Love You is, I get chills to this day when I listen to that.
Yeah.
It was pretty phenomenal.
That's awesome. I do have to get going. I do have to get up early in the morning. So I have to take off. Thank you so much for the invite. Fed, I did left you a DM on Twitter. Just let you know whenever you get to it and stuff like that. I will catch you guys later. Have a good rest of your evening, guys.
Take care, Raquel. Great seeing you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
have a good one.
Thank you for stopping by, and always welcome here. And yes, I will pop your link in the chat, and I will. Was it a private DM or was it in a group chat?
No, it was a private DM on Twitter.
Okay, new link.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
All right.
Thank you. I will pop that in the chat, and everyone, please check out Raquel's channel. Oh, is it just the Rumble one?
Yes. I can give you. I can give you the YouTube one. I have it right here.
I'm pretty sure I have the YouTube one.
SP4H has got the YouTube one in the chat already.
Oh, so of course he does. He's
because he's
we're gonna have to start
like
calling
a bunny.
him. Yeah, General Kala 2. Oh boy, now General
Sequel.
Kala's gonna get all mad. He's gonna get the sequel. Yes, the sequel to General Kala.
So it wouldn't be the channel, it'd be the lieutenant version.
Okay,
let him ranker.
Right, that's true.
All right.
She'll kill us all. But there you go. Brother SP4H put Raquel's YouTube channel in, and look at that.
And
I shall
Rumble.
I shall be right back.
Don't threaten me, John. All right. But again, thanks again for stopping in, Raquel. Always fun having you.
You're welcome.
So, all right. You have a great. Oh, happy Valentine's Day too, by the way.
Happy Valentine's Day. I will catch you guys sooner or later.
Bye. All right. Stay cool.
Laters.
Yeah. Linrod, I was just thinking too. I guess maybe I better move me back over here. I know somebody who's going to be like, you shouldn't have been. And it is Valentine's Day. I guess I got to be nice. See, this thing, I don't know. It's become more difficult to drag and move things back here too, recently too. So there.
Probably email him more than a few times saying, hey, this is a problem. This isn't working so good.
Oh, not your bad, dude. Not your bad, man. You beat me right to the YouTube thing. So not bad at all. I'll have to put her link in the group chat as well. That way we all will have access to it. But another song that just popped in my mind is I'll Fight Hell to Hold You. That's kind of a deep track, you might say. That's another favorite of mine off of Crazy Nights. Crazy Nights. Okay, Crazy Nights is an album that gets a lot of hate too that I don't understand. I love Crazy Nights. I get it. It's kind of all over the place. And one thing I will say, going back to the Shocker soundtrack, here's kind of a tie-in. So there's a song on the Shocker soundtrack by a band called Bonfire, called Sword and Stone, which I never knew until a few years ago is actually a Kiss song. It was supposed to appear on Crazy Nights. There are copies of it here on YouTube. You can track it down here on YouTube. And I ask you to do so because it should have definitely been on Crazy Nights. Kiss's version is Bonfires is great. Kiss's is like out of this world. I love it because even the solos and stuff, I didn't realize, but the dude from Bonfire pretty much played Bruce Kulick solos and stuff. And the thing of it is I think it was just a demo. Gene didn't play on it. I'm pretty sure Bruce Kulick even played the bass, but still, it sounds pretty decent. And it was good. Holy cow! Look who's in the chat. But oh man,
hey Gary!
Not only Gary, he says, "Hail Fenton and friends." Janet from another planet.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Janet, what's going on? Yeah,
Good
we're
to
talking.
see ya.
I'm talking. I'm
the
trying
power
to
of
talk.
Kiss brings them all in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we got to kiss. We got to kiss on New Year's. New Year's, man. I am like not here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. We got to kiss. Earlier, I'm calling this month November. Anyway, you know where I'm going. VD. It's VD. Valentine's Day. But hello, Janet from another planet, and welcome.
Yeah.
We're
Good to see
talking
you again.
Kiss. Or I'm trying to talk Kiss. I don't know what it is. I'm at the tail end of the sinus infection now. And like I have less of a voice now than I did. Look at what was last week? Ended up being a almost 6-hour long live stream or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like Canadian
And then we went
Spider-Man
for
said.
quite a while afterward too.
Oh yeah.
We went so long that it crashed.
So yeah, Canadian Spider-Man, like he says, thanks for being here, friends. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
But yeah, John, I was just talking about I'll Fight Hell to Hold You and Crazy Nights. Man, Crazy Nights gets hate, and I don't understand. I like the album.
I liked the title song especially. And
Crazy Nights, catchy riff, man, really catchy riff. Not as easy to play as you would think either, by the way. Some sliding going on in that. And ballads too.
Thing.
Reason to Live. That's a pretty killer ballad. Reason to Live is a great ballad.
My only problem with that song is it's too short. I wish it went on more. It's a really good song. And again, Paul Stanley's voice, just
Turn
wonderful.
on the Night is another great one off of that album. It's very for Kiss, but man, it just gets stuck in my noggin, and I really dig it. Oh, you know what? I did forget something, because I have the albums on top of them. Hold on one second. I did forget. I probably can't go through the whole thing, but I spoke of this before. This, Restream. Come on now. The person on the left always went to the big screen. And again, I'm behind the... Look at this. I didn't even touch it, and it went back on its own. This is Restream. You need to rethink this chat thing. I mean, you want to show the screen, the big screen goes here, and then the chat's over it. This is not working, Restream. But anyway, so my Kiss card collection. Okay, so I'll be honest. There are, I don't know what I almost said season 1. I don't know what you want to call series 1 and series 2. Now, series 1 took me almost my entire life to collect. Matter of fact, I noticed looking in here today, I still have. When I used to go, man, it's the light washes everything out. But when I used to go to malls, this used to stay in my wallet like almost my entire teenage and adult life, because back in the day, you would go to a mall and they would have a card show, usually baseball cards, but they had other stuff too. This went with me for decades, I think. And I would pull this out and I'd be like, hey, because sometimes the baseball card guys had cards you didn't know about. I was like, yo, man, can you hook me up with any of these Kiss cards? And this was a list of all the Kiss cards I was missing near the end there. And so it took me literally up until probably my 40s. I think I finally finished this. But so I'll just kind of scan through them real quick. But these are the cards. And like I said, back in the day, and I turned right to the page too. I wish I could find the thing. I stole my sister's, I guess it was a makeup thing or something or other. But it looked like a Holy Bible for some reason. It was made out of vinyl and it snapped closed. But when you opened it, it had a mirror in it. Why it said Holy Bible, I have no idea. I never understood what it was. But Kiss is like my holy Bible of music. So my stack of cards stacked up on top of each other used to fit in that thing perfectly, and it kept them all nice and safe and sound. And this particular card right here, this Ace Frehley, right there, always went on top. I didn't care what order the rest of them were in. That was always my favorite card of all the Kiss cards. My buddy Ace right there, and I always went on top. But so, yeah, this took a lifetime to complete. And then by the time I completed it, I discovered a thing called eBay, and was able to just go and just bought the whole Series 2 as a set. And I was like, all right, that's that. And I think even, just some old, just like, of course I have some doubles and triples and stuff, but just some old, you see even Dukes of Hazzard cards in here. Holy smokes, I didn't even know they were in here. Let's see what else is in here.
Sog. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Dukes of Hazzard. Man, I got my old Dukes. I didn't even realize I had Dukes of Hazzard cards.
Quick with Daisy.
Yeah, I always like this. This, I don't know if that's an error card. Look there's no 01 on the door. There you go, ladies. There's a Bo Duke for you. But we need, I don't know if apparently don't I have a Daisy in a bikini, I guess. Oh man, Superman 2 cards.
Oh wow.
I should have looked through this earlier.
Forgot what you got.
Something here I don't want to show. Man, 18?
Mr. T.
Yeah. Holy smokes. But there was the eBay purchase from the Series 2. But also notice in the front there are a couple cool things too. Yeah. Of course, if you're a Kiss fan, you need your Kiss Army decals.
Oh yeah.
Along with the Love Gun stance. Sticker. These are all. I remember I used to have a die cut rock and roll over on my, man, how badass was I? My 91 Camaro, my teal 91 Camaro had a big rock and roll over die cut decal on the back of their faces and stuff. But what's in here too, which is pretty cool, I'm not sure in what order these are, but the packs from the cards. The card came with the bubble gum.
Yep.
Series 1, again, I can't read them. They're so small, but Series 1. Oh, this is Series 2. It says it real big.
Yep.
Those were the packs that the cards with the powdered sugar bubble gum came in. So I thought that was pretty neat that I still hung on to some of this stuff. But
now, do you still have the bubble gum?
No, unfortunately, no. It'd probably be like dry rotted and all kind of disgusting by now anyway.
And explosive.
There are probably packs like on they would probably explode out your end if you chewed it. You'd probably be the explosive if you just chose to chew that. But what's this? Hold on. Raquel says, hey, that Rumble link I sent you on the Twitter Jams, did you click the follow button? There was a technical issue with the original channel you were following. It's something I could not fix. I will look into it after the stream. I'm not sure. I think I did follow you with that link when you sent it to me. But I will check anyway. Absolutely. So I guess that's all the Kiss stuff. Do you fellas have anything more to say about Kiss? I'm not sure if Gary's still here.
Well, here's a question. What was your favorite stage setup?
Stage setup. I don't know. To me, they've had more elaborate stage setups. They have. I mean, look at. I'm not a fan of the album Hot in the Shade, but the big giant Sphinx and all that was pretty impressive. But to me, it's hard to beat that. You know what I mean? With the stairs going up alongside it, with just the metal railing. I don't know. There's something iconic about that to me. Right?
Yeah.
The rising.
And the risers from the top of the amps at the beginning of the show, where they came down during "I Stole Your Love," that was awesome. And then the set before that, with "Rock and Roll Over," Peter had the white drum set with the two big cats on either side.
Right.
And then they got stolen halfway through the tour.
Oh wow!
But,
the cats?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Yeah, because you'll notice there's a lot of pictures out there of Peter's drum set, but the cats are missing. And there was the Alive setup was very basic. Destroyer was great with the castle setup, but there was a lot of stuff that was kind of cheesy with that. They had the crystal things built around the stage monitors, which the crew hated, and I think Ace kept tripping over, Ace or Gene. But and they had the big lightning bolts on stands. But yeah, that 77, 78 setup with, everything there. McManus Enterprise did the big lighting rig, and it was just awesome.
You know what's cool too? The Creatures of the Night spilled over into Love Gun, the big tank that the drum sat on,
yes,
the big gun. That was kind of sweet too.
Yeah,
kind of sweet.
Yeah, I saw them up in Binghamton. They were still using that on Lick It Up, and the thing I hated was Binghamton Fire Marshal wouldn't let them use the explosives out of the tank. So they just shot dry ice out of the gun. But again, that was another one. That whole tank turret moved around the stage during Eric's drum solo. That was awesome. He was just such an incredible drummer.
Going back to the late 70s setup there with the handrail, the metal hand railing and all, I believe I've heard the story many a time where Ace got electrocuted, grabbing one of those railings, and almost left this world back there in the 70s. It took a pretty good jolt.
That was, I believe that was on the Rock and Roll Over tour. And it was the stage set that was before that one, in between the castle and the final Love Gun setup. But yeah, it was Lakeland, Florida, and Ace was coming down at the beginning of the show, and something was grounded wrong. But Ace got shocked. Still, he was backstage for about 15 minutes. He got enough feeling back in his hand he could finish the show. But immediately, Bill O'Coin got on the phone with a guy named Nady, who was the inventor of those, the Nady wireless for guitar. And that's what put them on the map, because that sort of thing had happened before where people got shocked, but not that bad. And it was like, no, I'm not risking my guys with cords anymore. And of course, Paul and Gene quickly said, well, wait a minute, we can move around without cords much better, because they kept getting tangled up. So that really put Nady Wireless on the map. And then, you had Shure with their systems and on down the line as it evolved. But yeah, that was what really put them on the map.
Now, that was an unfortunate event, and thank God we didn't lose Ace way back then. But, John, you know what that led to, right? That led to a song. The song Shocked Me. Yes. That is one thing. I think I told the story before. My sister, my youngest sister, she's still 10 years older than me, but my youngest sister, I love her. I love you there. But I don't know. She was the baby until I came along. So there was always some kind of like, I don't know, I love you, but I don't, and this and that sort of thing. So I remember one
baby status.
Yeah, I told her baby status. There was some jealousy there. But one time I got really, really, really sick. And I remember she bought me the 45 of Shock Me. I thought that was very nice. But then she proceeded to, when she moved out, took it with her. So anyway, it was cool while it lasted. But I used to have the 45. But yeah.
One of my favorite guitar solos too was on that song.
Yeah, that's one thing, man. Again, there were some past live streams and stuff where when I watch the some of Ace's live footage from the last several years, it was just sad. It was kind of frustrating as a fan, as how out of practice and stuff he was. But I don't want that to overshadow the fact of, he had character, man. He was like, it's Ace as soon as you hear it. He contributed so much to the band. And which leads me to something I never really knew. And it's funny too, because I actually watch the channel to the link that Old Man Bird sent me. So in the chat before we went live, he had commented that, did I know that Vito Bratta almost joined Kiss? And I was like, that's a story I never heard before. And so he he sent me a link then, and I checked out the channel. I can't think of a lot, and I never saw this particular video. And apparently he did. Now, something sounded, and Vito was there. He was being interviewed by phone, and it was Vito actually talking. I don't know. It sounded a little fishy to me because he was saying how he was supposed to try out for Ozzy, and like things didn't work out there, so it made him leery about trying out for Kiss. But anyway, some other guy he was in a band with at the time tried out for Kiss, because the guy even went by the name Ace, played the Les Paul. You know, it was kind of geared for the Kiss thing. And so I guess Gene and, according to Vito, Gene and Paul liked this guy, so they came to one of the band's shows to look on, and supposedly they were so mesmerized by Vito's playing, they tried talking him into joining Kiss, which is weird to me, because I think it was on this one VHS, if I remember right, that I have here. I remember seeing an interview with Gene Simmons where he was talking about, I think it was specifically Mark St. John, the guy who played on Animalize, how he was talking about how it was kind of a last minute decision, and they just chose to bring him in to, because they wanted to get rid of Vinny so bad. And Mark St. John walked in, and he was a shredder. Mark St. John was a shredder. And Gene was going on and on about how, like, he couldn't even recreate a solo. Everything was like improvised. If he played something that was good and they told him, okay, play that on the album, he couldn't do it because he just flipped out so bad. And Gene, I remember Gene specifically saying something to the effect of, all this stuff on the fretboard, it's just at some point it just sounds like a bee buzzing, and you just want to, shoot that bee or whatever. Something. I'm pretty sure it's on this VHS. So that is odd to me that they would want to add Vito Bratta, who is a shredder, who can obviously recreate his stuff again. But Kiss was never really about the shredding. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons why Vinny got the boot. They blame it on he didn't sign a contract, but I think that was their loophole of getting rid of him, because
he would go into those extended solos.
Really,
some of them got like 20 minutes, and Paul at one point got fed up at the one show and just in the middle of the solo said, "Vinnie Vincent lead guitar," and ended the song. And Vinny threatened to kick his ass, and Paul threatened to kick his ass, and God knows what happened after that show.
It's like, this ain't your band, man.
Well, that's one. I love Vinny, and I give him credit. I've always said, and I won't go back on it, that Vinny and Eric did save Kiss. I don't think they could have survived. It's unfortunate. Of course, we all love Ace and Peter, but I don't think they would have survived with Ace and Peter. And they needed to go in that metal-y direction, which is what the thunderous drums of Eric Carr and the metal of Vinnie Vincent. So Vinny did save them, but I can't stand. That's my gripe with. Another brain fart. Glenrod, who's the guitar player from Exodus? Oh, Gary Holt. See, it just takes me a minute. That's my gripe with Gary Holt. So you had the whole Slayer thing. Unfortunately, we lost Jeff Hanneman, right? So, the band was either going to not continue, which I think they shouldn't have. And from what I understand, Tom Araya, he didn't want to, right? It really wasn't Slayer anymore, in my opinion, because he was one of the main songwriters, and it's some of the bigger hits of Slayer's as well. But so Gary Holt, joins Slayer. And I remember I don't even think he was an official replacement at this point. I think it was still even back when Hanneman was still alive. But I remember him supposedly he bitched out Tom Araya for putting something political on the Slayer website. I was like, who are you? You're lucky to be even in Jeff Hanneman. Right? Who are you to tell? He's more Slayer than you ever were. I hate when people come in and they try to get over the show like that. It's like, so Vinny, I mean, geez. The thing is, Vinny, there's something mentally wrong with Vinny. Like, have you guys seen? He's actually working on some new music, and I haven't followed it recently, but he's asking an astronomical price, something like
$200 a song.
A song, right? And
Yeah.
so, and if he doesn't hit like so many takers on the thing, he's not going to do it. He's just not going to put it up. And he's done similar things in the past where he was going to put out box sets, and he took the money and everything like that and just never put them out and never reimbursed people. Vinny is legitimately a scumbag. Even though there's something mental, I love him as an artist. He's a great musician, but he is a scumbag as a human being. And I've heard stories about he just picked a guitar out of his collection, some crappy piece of guitar, and sold it to a fan one time and told him, "Oh, it's his favorite guitar." He's played it all the time and charged. So he's a bum. So I totally see him ripping off fans now with this. Certain people are going to have enough money and they're going to give him $200 a song. And I have a funny feeling it's not going to hit whatever the number was, however many he needs to sell to have them pressed and everything. And he's going to screw the fans again. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to
that
take
kind of stuff just goes on and on and on. And, even Paul, I think it was Paul or Bruce Kulick referenced that guitar you were talking about. He never played the damn thing.
Yeah.
And saying it's his favorite and selling it for ungodly money. That's crazy. That's just wrong,
Well, we're on the topic of Vinny, and it is Kiss related. Are you guys fans of the Vinnie Vincent Invasion at all?
There were some good songs. But again, too much with the shredding. Back on the Streets was a really good song. Mm-hmm. If he had toned down the guitar to a more simplistic blues sort of thing, it would have been all over the radio like crazy. Mm-hmm. But it was too much of his ego,
Well, did you know that there are here on YouTube, there are demos leaked of Vinny actually singing, and that's one of the songs he's singing back on the Streets.
Yeah.
And also, too, back in the late 80s, I want to say, John Norum, I think when he left Europe, the band Europe, the guitar player, he actually covered Back on the Streets as well. Pretty neat trio for that, too.
Yeah, and I saw Vinny when the Invasion opened up for Alice Cooper in Wilkes-Barre, actually across the river in Kingston at the Armory. And it was a great show, and that's when the bass player, Dana Strum, was attacked on stage by one of the female fans. She just wanted him right now, and he had to fight her off.
That's funny.
But, it was a good show. But again, it was just too much,
Yeah, the first album had some decent songs on it, but oddly enough, Vinny ruined it. He ruined the album for me. There's too much. It's overkill. It was overkill. Now the second album, All Systems Go, and that's the one where they brought in Mark Slaughter on vocals.
Yeah,
that one was pretty good because I don't know who did it, but somebody reined Vinny in too, and the shredding wasn't so bad on that one. He was actually doing some melodic, sometimes double, triple, quadruple guitar solo and stuff, overdubs and stuff. So it was planned out. He wasn't just shredding his brains out. And Mark Slaughter was such a great addition to that. It's a shame that they imploded like they did. And for those of you out there, you probably know actually the second version of Vinnie Vincent Invasion because they kind of became Slaughter, the band Slaughter without Vinnie Vincent.
Yeah.
So but yeah, that time of year that's probably maybe within my top 20 favorite songs of all time. I really enjoy that time of year. It's a poppy metal song, but man, Mark Slaughter's vocals on that. Matter of fact, I forget if it's on this channel or my metal channel, but I made a short where I just show how mesmerizing I think I titled like greatest outro of all time, but his vocals on that are out of this world. So it's a shame that they imploded, but knowing what we know about Vinny now, I guess it was bound to happen.
Yeah, because what basically happened was they left him in the middle of the tour and said, "The hell with this." Dana Strum and Mark Slaughter went off and did their thing. I don't know what Bobby Rock did, the drummer.
He ended up in Nelson for some reason. Well, wait. No, before Nelson, I'm pretty sure he was in Nitro. You guys ever heard of band Nitro? Lenrod, you probably know Nitro.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Yeah. And then
I went through
Chris Lewis.
Listen to this. How's this for a weird fade? I want to say 10th grade. I think it was 10th grade.
Yeah.
The entire year. So I used to have the jean jacket with the band patches and stuff all over. And the jean jackets had that nice big inside pocket back in the day. Walkman would fit in there perfectly. So I put the because I wore my jacket all throughout school because, all school metalheads had to wear, had to represent the bands. So I would put the Walkman in there, run the because we didn't have wireless headsets or anything back then. I would run the wires, up through my jacket. And of course, the long benefit of the long hair was like put the earphones on and pull my hair over my ear. You wouldn't know. So I'd be sitting there in class or on the bus, whatever it was. So this one particular year, there were 3 cassettes that I listened to just like that whole year. Just 3. One was the Whites. So it was 87. Yes, I probably was 10th grade. It was the Whitesnake album. A big one.
Yeah.
It was Slayer, Show No Mercy, and the first Nitro album. Those were like my go-to albums that year for some reason. And now Nitro, in a lot of ways, was so they did another album, I want to say within the 2000s here with the Lamb of God drummer, I think after he left Megadeth, but I'm not familiar with that one. I didn't even listen to that one. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But so the first 2 albums, the 2 classic albums from back in the day, very much mirror the Vinnie Vincent Invasion to me, because the first album is just so over the top. It's ridiculous. Like, so Michelangelo Badio is the guitar player. And if you folks out there aren't familiar with Michelangelo Badio, look him up on YouTube at some point. You're going to be mesmerized. I mean, even if you're not into metal, that guy's fingers, like, you can slow the video down and his fingers are still going like this, right?
Yeah.
So
both hands.
Yes, and he can play.
Oh, yeah.
He has double and quadruple neck guitars, and he can play with both hands and stuff. And he's amazing. But he was unleashed on that album, as well as Bobby Rock. Bobby Rock played drums on that first album, and he was pretty crazy on drums too. And their vocalist, Jim Gillette, who went on to marry Lita Ford and became an abusive husband and all that their stuff. But supposedly he was the guy where back in the day you get like a Metal Edge magazine or something in the back, and there'd always be an advertisement for guitar courses, and there would always be this guy with the big blonde hair and a wine glass, because supposedly this guy could shatter the glass with his voice. That was Jim Gillette. That was the guy. He ended up singing for Nitro. So his vocals were like, you either liked them or you hated them, because they were so high. I mean, they were so high, it was crazy. But there's a song on that first album that to this day I love. I got to listen to it after the stream too, because I'm hearing it in my head now, called Freight Train, right? Oh man, does it psych me up, especially because there's an F-bomb in it too at the end, because the chorus is, I'm a freight train coming, and at the very end they say, a mother effer coming. It just, oh man, it psychs me up, gives me the chills just even thinking about it. But so that the first album was OFR. It was called OFR, and it stood for Out Effing Rageous. And that album is Out Effing Rageous. Now, the second album, it was just like Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Somebody reined them in, and they became a little more melodic and stuff. The second album is called, I forget, I butchered the initials. I'm just going to say it. So it's Hot, Wet, Dripping with Sweat. But it's the initials. Hot, Wet, Dripping with Sweat is the name of the album. But they really have, and there's a really good ballad on that, Don't Go. A really good ballad. They actually did a ballad on that one. And they did some strange things too. There's a song on that. I was just talking about this to somebody when somebody asked about Christmas songs, and I was like, my Christmas songs people like never really heard of. It's like, no, you guys are out there singing, Silent Night or whatever. I'm thinking No Presents for Christmas by King Diamond and the Ramones. Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight. Well, they did a song on Hot, Wet, Dripping with Sweat called Johnny Died on Christmas. So it's not your average Christmas tune, right? So, but those are like my Christmas songs right there. No Presents for Christmas.
Merry Christmas music.
Yeah. So, but sorry, I'm coughing. But anyway, after Nitro, I'm pretty sure Bobby Rock went from Vinnie Vincent Invasion to Nitro, and then he like mysteriously showed up in Nelson of all bands. You guys remember Nelson? The
Yep.
Ricky
Ricky
Nelson's kid.
Nelson's twin sons.
Yeah, Gunnar and Matthew, man. I remember all the
Yeah.
girls. I was like, I really liked the song. And that's one thing, you know, come to think of it, that was one place where even years after my mom swore she'd never buy me another cassette or anything again, I can remember the one day I said to her, I said, Mom, there's this new group out, and they're not real, they're not like devil music or anything. I'm like, you probably like them. Would you think about getting me a cassette? And I said, they're this new band called Nelson. She already knew about them. It was weird. I don't know. She must have seen it on Good Morning America or something. But she's like, oh, yeah, that's Ricky Nelson's kids. I'll get you that. She actually did. She actually got me the Nelson cassette, which was weird. Oh, hey, Zombie Box Reviews is here. He says, hey, fellas.
Yo.
Hey there.
What's up, my brother? We're here talking about Kiss. Because like it says, you got to kiss somebody on Valentine's Day. So we're talking about Kiss. And we're thinking about making it a yearly thing. So next year, anyone that wants to pop on and talk about Kiss,
and hopefully by next time I'll be able to get something set up here. So I'll have to order it all off the internets. I should have went with my gut last week when I was thinking I should probably just order it off eBay and I'll have it here on time. I was like, I could hop to the store here in town, and like none of the stores, not even the thrift stores, had anything.
No. Probably for the best anyway, not knowing that this year chat upgrade on Restream is I got to do more juggling than ever now, moving everybody around, trying to keep everybody out from behind. That's why, no offense, Landrod, I just figured you're an avatar.
It makes more sense.
I don't know. It's either, I guess, I don't know. I hope enough people complain about this that they go back to the old setup where it just bumps us over. Because I like having a chat on screen, because when I get talking, I tend to, it's not that I ignore people in the chat. It's, you know how it is.
Is there any way you can box the chat, or is it just perpetually one big stream on the side of the screen?
The only option I have is I can either have it up or take it off. You know, and I feel bad because some people get talking, and I like to have it up on the, you know, because a lot of times it's weird. That's another thing with YouTube. Sometimes you have the option when you watch a replay where you can bring up the previous chat. Obviously, can't comment on it, but sometimes you don't. I notice on some channels, so I like having it up because people are nice enough to come here. You know, they're nice enough to put things in the chat. And I like, if I miss it, which I'm really good at missing the chat, I apologize. But it's up there, and I like having it there. This is a setup, and especially the fact that when you want to make somebody big, look at this. Lenrod goes right behind. Half the thing is covered. That's not, I mean, at least rejigger that. Is that politically correct? I don't know. Can you say that anymore? At least kind of redo this thing so that the big screen is on the left and not covered half by the chat. That makes no sense, you know, because people usually do that when they want to show things. And I don't know. Somebody didn't think this one through. It's like I was working at Restream or something this week. I don't know. But I don't know. Oh, I might as well say, so I'm not a fan of Valentine's Day. But I did get a couple of things, and I figured I'll show them here. Because first of all, I want to say this. So I was challenged. One of the things I was sent was something called fire cider. Okay, fire cider. I got to come up with this light setup, and no matter what, if I put it on bright white, whatever, it washes everything out. But see back there, you can't read it, but you can see it. So anyway, I was given this fire cider. It's supposed to be wicked stuff, right? You mix it. So many parts of this, so many parts water, and then you drink it. It's supposed to like taste terrible, smell terrible, but like any of the bad crap that's in you, like it just flushes out, and it's supposed to make you healthy. And I was challenged to drink this on stream, but I'm scared. I'm scared that I might drop over dead here live on. It would probably be good for views, but it won't be good for me. So I'm kind of going to pass on that. So unfortunately,
that sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, Fett the chicken. So Fett's gonna we'll try this in private sometime, not live on YouTube.
With another person in the room with a phone that already has 911 dialed.
Yeah, 911 ready to go. But I'm all for it. It sounds good. I mean, it sounds good. I would like to get all the toxins and things out of there, but we'll do that one later. But I received a couple of really cool things. Look at this. I'm the droid you're looking for. I'll take your breath away. And it's very nice because it's for storing love notes and things like that in it. So you can hear.
I just had candy in it. Candy
I'm the
seems like a
droid,
better
gotta
option.
love me.
Yeah, but the slit on the top is it's kind of like a male slit.
Oh,
It's hard to see there. I mean, you could take the lid off.
Huh.
You could always put candy in there too. But I also got
Or money.
a
yeah,
lot
money. Yeah, definitely.
of homemade chocolate chip cookie squares. I got
Nice.
geez, I'm going to be so I just recently lost a couple of pounds. I just was going to put it back on. Plus, I also got homemade glazed donut bread. I would show that,
dang.
but I can't even touch it because I had some earlier. I was curious. I never had glazed donut bread before, and it was totally wrapped in cellophane. And when I opened it, the glaze, just like I needed a bath after I touched it. It was so sticky,
Yeah.
and so sweet. So I'll show it, but take my word for it. And one of the really cool things
sweet.
I was just saying about, I think how I missed my old insurance guy who passed on, but he used to send me every year, beginning of the year, he would send me like those for your mail, your address, the stickers, so you don't have to write your address, your return address on and stuff. And so I have now a whole two sheets printed with the Boba Fett playing the guitar with my name and address on, so I don't have to write. That was really, really cool. I really appreciate that. So
Nice.
yeah, I just thought I would throw that out there. But yeah. So Valentine's Day, I'm not a fan, but it can be cool.
Yeah.
If you get stuff.
Well, you know what? I got something for myself today. You know what I did? You know how I spent my day earlier? Something just told me, so I went down. I cleaned my furnace. I treated myself to a clean furnace because I went down today. I went down early this afternoon, and I have the cold heat, and I went to change the tub, and oh my God, there was an ungodly amount of soot down in the bottom there. So I was like, I looked, I'm keeping, I got to clean that thing so regularly now. I have a tablet hanging up over it. And I noticed it's a little over a month. I'm like, I'm pushing my luck. Something telling me, as much as I didn't want to get dirty earlier, I thought, well, we don't need a carbon monoxide incident live here on the air tonight. So I cleaned the blasted thing. And so anyway, holy smokes. Look at this. We got Brother Tony. Brother Tony says, well, hello there. What's up, brother?
Yo.
Hey there.
Yeah. By sheer coincidence, I too cleaned my furnace today.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's for totally different reasons in a totally different way. Mine's a gas furnace, but it did need a good clean out, needed a new filter and all that.
Neat. That's weird. We ended up doing the same thing on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Me, I didn't clean a thing. Not a bloody thing.
What the heck? You're a dirty man.
Yeah, like I said, SP48 says, live to fight another day. Saying hi and liking and loving. Thank you, brother. Most appreciated. Because YouTube ain't liking me lately. YouTube is not liking me lately. I don't know what the hell happened. Like ever since, so I deleted a bunch of them shorts and everything because I was afraid I was part of the problem with the monetization and stuff. And it's like now I upload. So my shorts I would upload a short and I would get anywhere from 2,000 to 20,000 views to like I uploaded a short last night and I think I got 50 views at the last. And they usually push the shorts. And it was a little ridiculous, cute little thing that usually YouTube pushes, but no.
Yeah.
Oh, fire cider.
Sometimes I don't.
Fire cider, 1 teaspoon in a cup of water or tea. Well, I'll probably try to hide the smell and taste with some tea, but not live on YouTube. Not live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Tony says, had a hell of a show Thursday, 4,000 subs. Congratulations, buddy. You're working hard. Man. You deserve them. Wow. My variety show is finally getting traction. Thank God. Just when I thought I wasn't good enough. Man, you're always good enough. Listen, it ain't you, buddy. Yeah, it ain't you. It's this the frustrating thing is YouTube. Like, I don't understand why I don't know. It's like, here's the thing. If they just hated me, most people do. I could live with that. But why they start pushing you insanely and then just pull that rug right out from under you, right? Well, I don't get it. Blame it on updates, blame it on algorithm. I don't care what it is. It's like, work with your creators, right? Work with your creators. That's all we need to be happy, right?
Yeah.
But, I don't know. The powers that be see differently for some reason. But it's like they don't want to make money, Well, then again, that's the frustrating part. They are making money off of me. It's like that's the frustrating thing about YouTube. It's like, I know some of my videos, like, so I'm just reading an article or things like that. But listen, it takes a lot of my time, to add all the stuff I add to the videos, to do the editing and all of that stuff there.
Yeah.
When I add new logos, I'm constantly trying to stay fresh with different, sometimes I'll make a GIF or whatever, like the spinning FET logo I'm using in some of my videos now, stuff like that. Like I'm working on that stuff all the time. I'm working on it all the time, And the thing of it is YouTube's making money off of me because they're running commercials on my stuff. And then at the end of the day, I don't know. I walk away with nothing, really.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody liking everything and stuff like that. But it's like, I would like if YouTube would kind of hook a brother up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gamer1745. He says, or she, sorry, I don't mean to assume. YouTube hates me. I think YouTube they have their favorites, and I don't know. I'm not one of them, that's for sure.
Yeah. You got to have just the right content that pings their setup.
Yeah.
I guess.
What is Gamer 1754's avatar?
Not sure.
That's a Scottish clan badge.
Ah.
Nice. Mine's
Cool.
Cameron.
Nice. Brother Tony says, so I'll keep going until I can't, which, man, I don't know why I can't read tonight. So I'll keep going until I can't, which is, it's been scary lately. Man, easy for you to say. Won't lie. Yeah. I don't know. It's like I'm not tired. I'm just one of those days. Oh, for you, it's political. Yeah. I've always said, I don't know. I don't work at YouTube. I don't know how to do their stuff, but I know I should have created an entirely new channel when I decided to take it more seriously, because they know what I used to watch in the past, and politically, I don't think I'm welcome here on YouTube. I think that's a big problem.
So. It does happen to people.
Yeah. That's why Elon Musk, if you're out there, buddy old pal, buy YouTube. While you're at it, buy Restream, buy Streamer. We got to fix all this crap. It's all broken.
Stretch to buy Twitter, though. It's like he had to sell stock in his company in order to buy Twitter, because believe it or not, despite being technically one of the richest guys in the world, he doesn't actually have that much money. It's just the value.
It's all
of
on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, somebody decent buy it. All his stuff is broken and it needs fixed.
Yeah.
Like I can't even stand. Like I know you're sick of hearing. I can't even stand Facebook. I hate that I'm even on there, but it's a necessary evil.
I use it for Marketplace. And if anybody does find me on there, it's like, okay, I'll add you as a friend.
Yeah. Well, I always like, since I lost my account twice, because when I lost the first account, I immediately made another account with my name, but I added senior on the end. And I guess when they figured out who I was, they kicked me off again. And so I was afraid, because I went through and I was trying to add everybody I was friends with. And I was like, that's it. As I made the account that I have now, I was like, I just tell people, if you find me, I'll add you, but I'm not sending out friend requests, because then they'll probably boot me again. But that's still, I know. Okay. For the new people to the channel, if you love Facebook, that's all fine and great and everything. But here's my problem with Facebook. So the first thing that got me in Facebook jail was so ridiculous. I don't have it here with me now. I should keep it on hand always for when I tell the story. But I still remember the first thing and the last thing, the thing that got me kicked off of Facebook. The first thing that got me in Facebook jail was a meme. It was a stupid Star Wars meme, right? It had a woman looking at a cell phone, looking all disgusted. And it said, all men are pigs. Why are they always horny? And below it, it had a Darth Maul taking a selfie. For those not familiar with Darth Maul, he has big horns on his head. Horny, right? I thought it was funny.
That is funny.
So that got me in Facebook jail. So I appealed that one. And they determined the second time, no, it was hate speech. I mean, occasionally I'll still ask every guy I know, like, if I had the meme, I would show it to you. Are you offended by this meme? And like every guy thinks it's funny, right?
I guess.
But that was number one.
Liberal white women were offended because everything offends them.
I don't know. It was ridiculous. But then it became, so at one point, there was an update to Microsoft or something that you're able to. You just had a download arrow up on top of your screen, and you could just download videos. And I was new. I didn't know anything about YouTube, copyright, anything at the time. I was just like a young guy. I was like, whatever. This is neat. I can download the stuff. So I have a Facebook page. It's still there on Facebook. It's the Star Wars page. So when I would come across a cool Star Wars video or something like that, I would download it, upload it to my Star Wars Facebook page. And I started getting dinged for that. I'd be in Facebook jail, and I would just get like some generic email that basically, or message, whatever, that would say like, you uploaded copyright material. And I would constantly try to contact, Facebook Help Center, whatever it was. And like, well, what's the video? Because I mean, I was going crazy. I had video after video after video. I didn't know which one was the problem, whatever. They would never get back to me, never tell me what video it was or anything like that. And I even started just randomly deleting videos, guessing, trying, okay, maybe it's this one. Okay, maybe it's this one. So the final nail was somebody took the end of Rogue One and the beginning of A New Hope and put them together. I didn't make the video. At this time, I didn't even know how to edit videos, right? Yeah. So I thought it was neat. I was like, I'm a Star Wars page. That's pretty neat. I'm going to download it and put it on my page. Well, that morning, I came out of work, fired up my Facebook, and this time it wasn't Facebook jail. It was there saying you're no longer welcome on Facebook. So of all the times that in the past I tried to contact them and find out what the issue was, and nobody, just getting generic messages, no human on the other end telling me what I did wrong. That particular morning, I forget the woman's name, and she sounded so sarcastic. I know it's hard to judge sarcasm in the text, but she was like, you had every option to fix this and blah, blah, blah. You're no longer welcome here. I was like, well, tell me what it is. I'll delete it. Nope. You can download your, all your content, and we sent it in a file. And once you know, within days, my hard drive went on that computer. So I lost all that content and all that I had. But fortunately, my Facebook page, I actually had 4 Facebook pages at one time.
Yeah.
But the only one that my daughter was really interested in was my Star Wars page. So I had made her an administrator. My daughter was still there. My Facebook page survived. Unfortunately, I guess it's still there to this day. Now, at one time I had like 4,000 followers on there. I think I'm down at 3,000 something anyway. But I was always like, maybe once if I can get my YouTube subscribers kind of even or more than the Facebook, I'll just get rid of it. But now, like I said, it's a necessary evil. So some people I don't want to lose contact with on there. But anyway, I can't stand Facebook, and I'm even back on Instagram. So a couple of years ago, to rehash this story, I was going to get back at Mark Zuckerberg somehow. So I deleted my Instagram, which I had a ton of followers on there. And all I was really using Instagram for, this was 2019, 2020, was to put out the Doomcock pictures. As I started making the Doomcock pictures, there's more way to get the word out about Doomcock. But I was like, and Doomcock had always said to me, it'd be nice if there was one place where you could put everything, the pictures, the GIFs, the short videos, and all have it all in one place where somebody can just go and download it. So I discovered that Imgur, a website called Imgur. Mm-hmm. So I was like, cool. At least I can give this middle finger to Mark Zuckerberg. So I deleted my Instagram, uploaded everything I had, all the Doomcock stuff, over to Imgur. That's all I had on Imgur. Now, if you guys are familiar with Imgur, you can have porn. Porn is even welcome on Imgur. But again,
no rules.
One day I go on to Imgur and they locked my account. And to this day, they never told me why. So, like I've said before, apparently porn is welcome on Imgur, but Doomcock is not. So, and then I was like, screw it. I guess I'll make another Instagram. So I hate being on both, but there's that. I mean, if you guys want to, that's what I try to tell everybody. People send me stuff on Facebook. Occasionally people even message me on Instagram, but I really don't go on either one. If you want to get a hold of me, Twitter is really the place. That's where I really check. But so hold on, I'm losing my voice.
In 2023, they actually changed the terms of service to get rid of all the porn and stuff.
What's that, Imgur?
Imgur, yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe because I said Doomcock on my.
That could be why.
Yeah.
It probably triggered
maybe.
the thing with the word cock in it.
It would have been, yeah, because I used to hashtag it Doomcock and all that stuff too. But
Yeah.
and
were you doing the dick pics at that point, or I don't know?
Yeah, they were titled dick pics. Yes, that's probably.
So maybe that's what did it then.
Well, it would have been nice if they would have told me.
Mhm.
I wouldn't have wanted to change the name, but or at least I could have explained to them, no, they're dick pics, but they're not what you think. They're Dictor Van Doomcock pictures, just coyly named.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would have required human interaction on their part, and they just can't handle that.
Yeah, we don't want that. We need all the automated crap. We need to sit in our office and talk about whatever, rather than dealing with our customers or clients. Or whatever.
That's like dealing with my doctor. I have to go through Geisinger's phone message thing, and it takes forever.
If you yell at it enough, it might take you to a human.
Oh, okay, all right. You just brought something else up. Okay, I'm gonna put this out there right now, because for those of you who were here last year when I had to get a new router here for my internet and all of that, that debacle happened the night where I cursed and carried on like a mother, right? Because my internet went out. So I got a couple of calls over the last week or so from my internet provider. Now, what had happened last year was I realized for years. So I was I had a package where I had the internet, the phone, and the TV all in one package. It was all through the coaxial cable, everything, the phone and everything.
Right.
But so last year, early in the year, I was like, my bill was like $300 and something a month.
Holy cow.
And I was sitting here and I'm thinking, well, I don't use the phone. And for some reason, the phone wasn't even ringing for the longest time. Like if I had the TV on, I could see the caller ID that someone was calling on there, but the phone would not actually ring. And so I was thinking, it's like, I don't really use my phone. I use I use one of these now, like everybody else. And I don't watch TV. I'm watching YouTube. So last year, at one point, I decided I want to get rid of everything and just keep the internet. But I noticed it's going to be a problem because number one, that's how my life works, and number two, they're not going to be happy that I'm downgrading and they're losing money, right?
Yeah.
So I finally made the call. I bit the bullet. I made the call, and that turned, of course, exactly what happened. What I thought was going to happen happened. I lost my internet right when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I was doing the 1,000 subscriber celebration. So if you want to hear profanity, like you may have never heard before, if you want to hear profanity that may make Overlord DVD blush, okay, check out my 1,000 subscriber celebration. I ended up having to go.
It was epic.
Yeah, I ended up having used the hotspot in my car and my phone to continue the live stream. And so, anyway, what the reason I'm telling you this is because this last week, I knew they weren't going to be happy with all the money they lost from me. So they've been calling me and informing me that they're going to do away with coaxial cable. So they're going to, out of the kindness of their heart, upgrade me to fiber. Okay. And if I call them right away, which I haven't, but if I call them right away, it will save me 20%. It will save me 20% of my bill for the first year. However, they then go to tell me that this brand new router, will not work because it won't work with the fiber. So they happen to have this thing called Plume that will be an additional charge, quite a substantial charge, so that I can maintain Wi-Fi. So now, since I got rid of my TV, I use the Roku to watch YouTube, the Roku channel, and Tubi on my TVs. So I have to have wireless internet. So they're twisting my arm and trying to jack my bill up again by making it sound like they're doing me a favor. But so I suppose if they're doing away with coaxial, at some point I'm going to have to call. And when that happens, I'm totally expecting internet to go out, and you may want to turn the volume off for that live stream. Because if last year's 1,000 subscriber celebration is any indication, Tiger Stripes, if you're listening, don't come in at that live stream. Don't listen to that live stream because there will be profanity like you've never heard. But
Yep.
just a heads up on.
Real quick, Jason Love and Comic Relief Crusader in the house.
Oh, absolutely.
Hello.
Sorry. I'm getting on my high horse
Holy
here.
cow.
Yes, Jason Love says, Hail Fed for Hire. Happy Valentine's Day, mofos. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Trying to click on Comic Relief Crusader. He says, huge. Hi, guys. What's going on? Yo, dude.
Huge.
Yeah. Gamer 1745 says, buy your own router. Yeah, it's an option I'm considering, but I just went through all this. It wasn't even a year ago. I just went through all this stuff, you know. I can't help but feel that they're missing the additional over $200 a month they were getting out of me. And I don't know. In the long run, if it gets me better internet, because I'll be honest, I've been having issues here. But I think that's not just the internet. I think it's this whole, you know, I still have Windows 10, or at least I think I do, unless they took it upon themselves to upgrade me. But I still keep getting notification that Windows 10 support it's not supported anymore. So
yeah,
I think that's an issue as well. But if this fiber gets me a better connection and I stop cutting out and stuff, that will be worth it. But I know it's going to be, because that thing that happened not a year ago, I kind of knew when they showed up here the first day and they had a kid. I mean, he looked like he was still in high school, right? And they were training him, and he let the kid climb up the pole behind my house here. And I was like, this doesn't seem good. This doesn't seem good to me, right?
Well, if he falls, he'll heal faster.
Yeah, for him. I mean, that's good for him. But for me, I just wanted to all you got to do is disconnect it. A couple of things. Just connect some stuff and get out of here, right? That's all it should have been. But no, it turned out I had to call him back almost every other day, right? The internet was going out. So they even sent me an email, like right before I even called to have this disconnected. They said, you need a new router. My router at that point was old. So they sent a guy up here the second time after the kid destroyed my connection out there. They sent a guy up here, and he's trying to diagnose everything. He couldn't find anything. He's telling me I'm good. He got this reader. He says, your signal's great. You're good to go. A day or two later, my internet goes out again. So I called them back and I said, look, did you guys ever think maybe it's the router? Because you sent me an email the day before I called you the first time. Okay, well, we'll swap out the router. So the guy brings up a new router. Well, first of all, he shows up. Big giant truck. John, you know the service electric trucks, right? Big giant truck.
Yeah.
100 doors on the back of the truck. Of course, he doesn't have a router. He came up here to bring me a new router, but he didn't have a router. So then I had to wait here all afternoon until he goes in a couple towns over and meets up with another service electric guy, comes back, puts the router up, does his reader thing, tests everything, and says I'm great. A day later, I got no internet again. So I called him back. I'm like furious at this point. So they send a guy up here, and he opens my box on the side of my house, and he determines, after all of this, probably a squirrel or something chewed on my line, and water was running down to one cable and going into my box. So he proceeds to shake the water out. He lets the water drain out of my cable, hooks it back up, and he tells me I'm good. And I'm like, wait a second. You telling me something chewed a hole in my line, and all you did was drain the water out. I'm like, what's going to happen when it rains? Well, guess what? It rained a day or two later, and I lost internet again. So now I'm like extra furious, and I call him. So finally, a guy comes up, and he goes back up on the pole behind the house. The original, you know, because I'm like, you know, and I never had these problems until you guys went up there on that pole. So finally, they go up there on that pole, and here the kid messed up the connection. Their trainer, he messed it. So this whole thing, I went through this whole thing, you know, because I think somebody sat down and goes, this guy wants to downgrade it. Send what's his name? Go train him. Let it, you know. If there's any problem, screw that guy because he's downgrading anyway. So that's completely what happened there. So totally expecting the same kind of shenanigans this way. So Gamer 1745 says, yeah, I know. I've heard that. Fiber can be much better than, I know somebody that has the fiber and she keeps telling me, it's a good thing.
Well, it's fiber optic line. You can get a much higher bandwidth out of it than you can with a coax cable.
Yeah.
The coax caps out at probably like 700 megahertz, whereas the fiber can go up into the multiple, even terahertz, because it's actually using the optical wavelengths for data storage.
Yeah, no, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I'm sure it's going to be a better thing in the long run. It's just going to be, what am I going to have to go through in the meantime? because
Yeah.
nothing's ever just simple for me. Nothing's ever just
Most places they're upgrading from coax to fiber everywhere anyway, so you're gonna end up with it whether you like it or not at some point.
Oh yeah, well, like I said,
they just upgraded ours from copper wire to fiber about 4 years ago. And we're way behind the times in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah,
we're pretty behind in our area too. I mean, how long was it before we actually upgraded from dial-up to broadband? I guess it had been almost the 2010s almost when we finally started getting broadband available here. So everybody was still on dial-up.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the reasons here. I'm out in the middle of nowhere and it's a small town, and like we can't even get like Verizon or anything up here. Last I knew, so we're limited. We're limited to what we can even get. So
yeah, and we're finally getting. What was it? Brain, come on, brain, think. That was Mediacom who pretty much owned this area for the longest time. We finally got another group coming in. Lynx, they're taking over in a lot of spots now.
Yeah.
I'm still running the Mediacom, but because it's becoming more reliable with more people switching over to the other service. It was funny because it was now my youngest brother complained about them an awful lot. Like they always gave him problems. I'm like, I never seem to have any issues, but when I'm using the computer, it's usually off peak hours, so it's never a problem for me. But he's always using it during peak hours because he's a day shifter. Well, they switched over, and I know a lot of the people switched over to the Lynx service now, and it's like, I can use my computer anytime, and there's never a problem now because, there's nobody using it.
Yeah. You've got your own service.
Pretty much. I'm off peak hours, and less people are using it. Like I get a higher ping than what I pay for, so it works out.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, Gamer 1745 has commercial fiber connection to my home. Much better.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, Frontier is horrible.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I don't think they are actually available in this area, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, they were big in Pennsylvania, and there were a lot of complaints.
Yeah. Got too many friends all across the country. I don't know where anybody is anymore. Like you're in my living room right now. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, all right. I don't know. I think this was a pretty good first annual KISS live stream. I'm hoping I'm not breaking up now. My
very nice.
internet company's probably listening and breaking me up on purpose, but I don't know. Anybody have anything more to say about KISS? All I can say is for the people who aren't fans, and I know there are many people who aren't fans out there, I guess, I don't know. Some of us older folks, like me and John here, we were just around at the right time. A lot of kids, because music has come so far in the meantime, right? You got thrash metal, you got death metal, you got metalcore, you got all this really hard and heavy stuff. But you guys and girls don't realize how crazy KISS was back in the day.
Oh yeah.
When you're looking at bands, like Led Zeppelin and all these and not to trash Led Zeppelin or anything, but kind of these just like run of the mill bands. I mean, you don't realize how exciting KISS was, and to be a young kid at that age, to see these guys right with this makeup and especially be a sci-fi geek like me, because you got a spaceman in the band, you got a demon, you got a guy with a star on his eye, and I dig cats too. So you had a cat man in the band. I don't know. It was magical. Yeah. And they were loud. They made a lot of noise back then. I mean, some of their stuff seems tame now, but back in the 70s, it was something to behold, And as a little kid, I was mesmerized. And it's another one of those things, just like Star Wars, that I can listen to KISS and it takes me back to a simpler time when I was a kid. And there wasn't all this crap with fighting with internet providers and all this stuff. It was just a simpler time. And
I should have suspected you, Lois, when you wanted to be Peter Criss. Nobody wants to be Peter Criss, Lois. Not even Peter Criss.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I don't mean to poop on Peter, but everything I've heard from his new album, I don't know.
I think Family Guy is a big part of what brought KISS back into the mainstream for a while there. Because they had that run on Family Guy, and then they came out with Sonic Boom, and they started touring again and stuff.
Yeah. It didn't hurt.
Jason
So,
Love says, "Well, since I arrived late, Love Gun, Detroit Rock City, and since it's V-Day, Beth." Oh, those are
yeah,
your call. Great choice too, because if you go back and watch the replay, I
yeah,
chose "Makeup Bear Kiss," favorite song, Love Gun. So there you
yeah,
go, man. Great
Funny
minds.
story.
yeah.
Like my first
Oh yes,
experience with Kiss was with sort of with Love Gun. And I say
yeah.
sort of because I distinctly remember my dad putting a cassette tape into the stereo and it played the song Shock Me from that album, but it sounded terrible. My dad's like, "Oh,
Hmm.
this tape is shot." And he just gave me the tape.
Huh.
Yeah.
And I would
Oh,
listen
that's a
to it
cool idea.
occasionally. And like the whole tape was definitely trash, but I remember all the tracks from it.
Yeah.
Real quick, Tony Stark is leaving. He says, "Gonna mosey on, my friends. God bless you too, brother. Thanks for stopping by.
Take care, Tony.
Much appreciated."
And there's one other thing I wanted to mention about videos of Kiss, the live videos.
Yes.
Why is it every time a good song is playing, goes into the guitar solo, and they're showing nothing but Gene? Why?
Mm.
Because
You
Gene owns
wouldn't
the
do that
camera,
to
man.
Eric Clapton. You wouldn't do that to Jimmy Page. You wouldn't do that to Jimi Hendrix. What is wrong with these video directors from back in the 70s? You know,
Clearly,
and I
Ace didn't
still,
look as cool in their eyes. Or maybe he was
well, I
falling down the
mean,
entire time and they just like, we're going to edit that out.
nah,
That's
he's going through a solo like the Hammers from Hell, and it's just great. But you're seeing Gene. You can see Gene when he's singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, give the guitar player and the drummer, you hardly ever see Peter Criss in these videos. And especially when he's doing the end of Making Love, when he does the big drum uh, thing right across all the toms.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
always wanted to see that done live. Still no video of that at all.
Wow.
It's like, damn it, people. And then there's the ones who go into that psychedelic superimposer thing over the video. No one wants to see that. We're not on drugs anymore.
We're trying to remember it without the
John says
drugs.
anymore.
Yeah.
John says
Not that
anymore.
I ever was, but
Yeah.
as a society, nobody's dropping acid anymore. We don't need to see this shit.
Not
Just
as often as they used to anyway.
yeah. Historically, you've got to, document this stuff and archive it the way it actually was. So
Well,
that's my rant.
I'm not even gonna make my screen big because of that stupid chat that they did over there here on Restream. But Jason Love, check this out. Since you weren't here earlier, you might like this. Check it out. The old Paul
So
Stanley.
shiny.
Yeah, the old Paul Stanley.
It's a beautiful guitar.
It is. Yeah. One of the funny things about that nobody notices, the upper bout. You see the gentle curve from the neck to the point?
Yes.
That's one of those things. If it didn't have that gentle curve, it wouldn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that you hardly notice, but
it's all about
if
the
it was
movement.
missing.
Yeah. There are some copies coming out lately that I noticed. They're just making them slightly different, and this is one guitar that like you can kind of, I don't know, you can make the horns a little thicker, a little thinner on a Strat, and it still looks like a Strat. But this thing here, if it's not this exact shape, man, it's just not. It's not the Iceman.
Yeah.
It's got a flow to it.
One thing I can't get out of my mind though, there's a picture. I don't have it handy, but there's a picture from Paul back in the day where he's got this thing sticking out from between his legs, and he's holding this thing here.
Yeah.
And imagine that. No. Don't do that, Paul.
No.
Don't do that, Paul.
Not on stage. No.
Yeah.
It's like you're a big successful rock star. You don't need to do that anymore.
Yes. Do that in private. Yes. Holy smokes, DJ Play Nice is here. What's going on, DJ?
Hey.
Whoa, dude.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Good to
I
see
didn't see him say it yet, so I'm gonna beat him. I might beat him to it. Rock, buddy. You rock. I beat to it this time. Yeah.
Rock and or roll.
It's all up to you. And if you're on fire, stop, drop, and roll.
Yes.
All right, my friends. I think this was a good stream, and I enjoyed talking about Kiss and history and all of that there stuff. So, oh, what is this?
I just spent a bunch of money.
Phallic, the heck you say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Missing a few Kiss albums. I'm just like, okay, these are the ones I'm missing. I just bought them.
Yeah. Wow.
Nice.
So I didn't have the Hot in the Shade or whatever. I don't have that one, and I didn't have a copy of Animalized, so I had to get that. And I just spent a bunch of money and ordered all the missing ones.
That's cool. One I wouldn't mind having that on album. Animalized. That's a very, I don't know, that cover to me. Am I wrong? Yeah. That's like one of the only albums, especially as you get into like the early 80s and up till then, where like Kiss isn't really even on the cover. You know?
Yeah.
And I like that. The animal print. That's pretty cool. That'd be pretty neat hanging up too. I wouldn't mind having that on album too.
Was it like 3 different animals furs on the cover there?
I saw it. There's
like
there's
a leopard,
channel,
a zebra, and something else.
There's like a channel here on YouTube. I can't remember the name of the channel, but there's a dude who always interviews the guy who pretty much did most of Kiss's covers back in the day, and he talks about having this done, and I don't know. It was like a nightmare making this cover for some reason.
Yeah.
Of course, this is the days before Photoshop, so they had to actually align, real images up together.
Yeah. Yeah. A pretty great cover, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's 3.
Oh, yes.
4 animals. Yeah.
Next year, we have to talk about the avatars because there's
Kiss
nothing
avatars
to say about them now.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that's like. I don't imagine that being good or having anything good to say about it. But
yeah,
I can say, well, first of all, if you're going to do the avatars, right? They already own they basically own Peter Criss and God rest his soul, but Ace Frehley. I mean, just make them Ace and Peter, not Tommy. No, I like Eric Singer, but no offense. No, it needs to be Ace and Peter. If you're going to go see a hologram, it needs to be Ace and Peter. It needs to be original 4.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the problem with.
Go ahead, Leonard.
And I think that's kind of the problem a lot of people had with when Sonic Boom came out, because that's when they got the rights to those characters.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're the Spaceman and the cat are on the cover, but it's not the Spaceman and the cat.
Yeah, well, see,
that being said, I still really enjoyed that record.
I thought it was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of that or Monster. I think Sonic Boom was a little better, but
yeah, I think they had some good tracks. I remember when I first heard Modern Day Delilah playing on the radio. I'm like, wow, that is a future classic, legit, right there.
That is a pretty decent song. That one to me sounded like almost like a leftover from Psycho Circus. Now, Psycho Circus, that got like, it seemed like everybody loved it when it came out, and then when they found out like Ace and Peter didn't really have much to do with it, it's like everybody turned on it. But to me, there's still and even though Tommy Thayer actually did some playing on that, I like Psycho Circus. What about you fellas? You guys fans of Psycho Circus?
I love the title track because Paul got the lyrics absolutely right on that. And just the whole feel of it is, kick-ass all the way. That's how you start off a Kiss show, in the modern age.
Yeah.
Just great.
And even
the rest of it, Dreamin' was a good tune, but they got sued by Alice Cooper's publisher for that one.
There's another phenomenal Paul Stanley song on there too. Raise Your Glasses, I think, is one of his better songs too. Raise Your Glasses.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, one of my favorite Gene Simmons songs on there, and it's not really a ballad, but We Are One is a very good song. I really enjoy that song. That's one of my favorite Gene songs too. I can kick back and relax. That one kind of is a soothing song. I enjoy that song. Going back to Psycho Circus, even the video, like if you look it up on YouTube now, it was back in the day when CGI was in its infancy, and it's bad. The CGI is bad, but it's cool. It fits the video. I really enjoy the video for that too.
Like money for nothing.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing a Psycho Circus shirt.
Oh, cool.
I've got the Psycho Circus video game for the Sega Dreamcast.
Whoa. That's pretty cool.
A friend of mine actually had the complete Psycho Circus comic book collection.
I'm going to see if
his roof caved in, and then they got rained on.
Yeah.
It's like that sucked when that happened. He lost a lot of stuff when his roof caved in.
Ooh.
Wow,
It's
that's
Yeah, that'll do that.
scary. Stuff like
it
that.
did it
Man,
while it was raining, and yeah, the whole thing got rained out, and all the books got destroyed.
that's
Yeah.
a shame. Now I was able to get it without wrecking the place too. I don't know if it's gonna. Oh yeah, it is showing up. If you check, this is the one.
The
This is the
lenticular,
original.
yeah.
Yeah, the original with the lenticular cover.
There you go.
Yeah, I love that. I like the for Monster. They did a lenticular cover on that too, and it looks really cool because they got that 3D effect with Paul reaching out towards you when you look at it. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
No. Let's see. No, my Monster. I have a weird version of
Excuse
Monster.
me.
Mine is a book.
Oh, neat.
I'm not sure why. I forget where I even got this, but it's like a book. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, it's got a lot more information in there, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's limited deluxe edition. I forget where I even got this.
Yeah, the CD doesn't have any of that stuff, but it does have the cool lenticular cover.
CD exclusive 64-page magazine.
Yeah.
So I have, like I was saying, I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, Kiss and Megadeth are so important to me. I have them. They're right up here.
Yeah.
Because there are so many. Like again, there are other important bands to me, Quiet Riot, Wasp, things like that. But their collection's a little smaller, so they don't take up my whole shelf. But like I'm loaded because I have the Kiss. I have these two. The Kissologies, the DVD, CD. You know, one of them has the Kiss Meets the Phantom of Park is on it, and one of them has the Unplugged, the DVD of Unplugged. So I do have the DVD of Unplugged as well. Yeah, these are worth having. The Kissologies.
Hey, Railway Nation Gaming is here.
What's up, buddy? What's up? Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to bring something out. Hold on a second. Give me a second. I think I said it before.
Yay stuff. October can't come fast enough now.
What's in October?
That's when Wasp comes to Milwaukee. They're doing that show. I was just looking at tickets for, like, the VIP tickets only like $350.
No kidding.
Yeah, $350. Well, plus the price of the tickets for the actual show, but it's like, so I'm looking at like $400, maybe $500 tops if I want to get like that front row seat.
I totally forgot to break out the Kistery, the coffee table.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, the big book. Yeah.
Yeah, this was the one. It has the hard case, the cover.
Yeah, that is cool.
And now the sad thing. Well, I shouldn't say sad thing, but so this was right after the Unplugged, I believe. They decided to do the book, and it wasn't official yet that they were reuniting. So I jumped on like the first. I forgot I have other stuff in here too. I jumped on like the first release, which was hand signed by the band. But now I have Bruce Kulick and Eric Singer. This is like the Revenge line or the Unplugged lineup. And like right after I got this, you know, Ace and Peter came back, and then you could get the Kistery with Ace and Peter. So mine is Bruce and Eric, but Gene and Paul signed it. And of course, this is a killer book, you know. I mean, anything and everything. The comics, you know, books. I mean, this is cool. You know, you name it. It's the Kistery. It's the Kistery, you know, from the early days.
Nice and
and
big
stuff.
too.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it weighs a ton too.
That's why it's a coffee table book.
And I don't know why, but I have this in here too. I don't even remember where I got a hold of this, but I have a glossy of Paul putting his makeup on from back in the day.
Oh wow!
I don't know where I got that.
Just happened to have it.
Yep, just happened to have it. If I saw
Stole it from his personal collection.
Shh! Don't tell him. Yeah, man, this thing weighs a ton, man.
Yeah,
I can't believe I almost forgot to show that. On a
They
Kiss
chopped
live
down a whole tree for that book.
yeah,
and then some.
yeah.
Wait. Guess what? I'm closer. What do you mean? Oh, okay. Well, I got scared for a second. I was like, "Is Wade here?" I thought he was stalking me. No, just
Sneaking
kidding.
in.
Oh, he's closer to 1.9K. Congratulations, man. I'm glad. I don't know. It's weird. It's like, it seems like, so brother Tony left, but okay. So it seems like when I'm moving up, everybody else is complaining that they're moving down. Now I'm moving down again, and everybody else is moving up. But congratulations, man. You definitely deserve it. So I don't know what's going on with this YouTube thing.
It's all about the balance.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
slacking too lately. But yeah, he says cool book. Yeah. Kind of wish I would have got a copy with Ace and Peter, but you live and you learn.
Yeah.
Well, you had no way of knowing they were going to pop back in. You know?
No, I did. I should have known though, because like I said, I think that was right after the Unplugged. But man, that Unplugged, I don't know. I guess I'm biased because I'm a Kiss fan, but holy smokes, man! When because if you guys, well, Lenrod, you probably didn't watch it live, but John, if you remember, they kept that one under wraps. Like nobody had any idea.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw that.
I remember watching that live, and when Paul said we got some members of the family here tonight, I'm talking about Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. I was like, holy smokes! I was like,
yeah, because I was up at Lake Harry's Firehouse watching that, and they brought him out, and it's like, holy shit, they're gonna do the reunion, and it's we knew then it was gonna happen. But it was still, you have to pinch yourself, is this really going on right now?
Yeah, it was
just awesome. Oh,
it really was an event. That was like a serious event. And to this day, a lot of times, I'm not usually a huge fan of acoustic stuff. Like Lenrod, I don't saw it, but recently Megadeth did an acoustic set. They did a couple of songs, and they didn't translate so well over to acoustic music. So a lot of times, I don't like the acoustic versions, but some of the acoustic versions of the Kiss songs are even better on that Unplugged album. And I always had to give Gene props, man, because most bands, when they played acoustic, the bass player played an electric bass. Gene had the balls to break out the big ass acoustic bass. Yeah. And he played that thing like I remember back in high school. So the dude who used to play drums for my band, my cousin Billy was also a huge what did I just say? Was a huge fan of Kiss.
He's a can of Kiss.
Wow. That came out of nowhere. I broke Brother John. I'll be here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
that's good.
You know what they say: if the can fits, wear it.
Yeah. All right. That was good. That was good. All right, let me try to start that over. So
rewind.
Not my huge can of fish. My cousin Billy was a huge fan of Kiss. Okay, and me, and the guy who would later play drums for my band ended up all in the same art class this one year in high school. And my cousin Billy was like, man, Kiss is great, and blah, blah, blah. And so the guy who played drums for my band was like, they're good. But I mean, Gene Simmons, you'd think after all these years would be a better bass player. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Gene Simmons is a fantastic bass player. And the funny thing is the guy who plays drums for my band, he went on to become the biggest Kiss fan ever, like after high school. He's the reason we were doing the Kiss covers back in the day, right? But like, I always think of him saying, I'm like, what are you smoking? Gene Simmons, listen to him on that Unplugged, playing that acoustic bass and singing at the same time. Everybody's always like amazed at Dave Mustaine, which I am too, at the stuff he can play and sing at the same time. But holy smokes, man, Gene, phenomenal bass player, very criminally underrated in my opinion. By the way,
he's hyper technical, but he knows how to find that groove where you fit in the sound.
Exactly.
More than anything, you got to have that groove. You got to fit exactly where you need to be, and it makes everyone else sound better at the same time.
Exactly. That's why I love
Tippy Tail McKitty.
Hey, Tippy Tail McKitty. Oh, he's at work. Oh man, sorry about that. I'll be at work tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a bad
work is
night.
overrated. Just come home.
Yeah. That's my goal. My goal is just to quit working.
Yeah.
But back to him on the bass. I mean, that's my favorite thing about Sure Knows Something. That was one of my favorite bass lines in history.
Yeah. Well, that's like the early albums. I was saying about Room Service. Check out the bass line on that. It's really cool. It's a heavy blues type riff, and he's just killing it left and right.
Yeah.
Plus, he plays with a pick, which I find much harder.
Yeah. I played best with a pick.
I was gonna say I did too. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just a guitar player thing.
I think so too. Yeah, it's like if you're used to playing with a pick on the guitar, then you switch over to bass, and it kind of feels weird trying to play with your fingers.
Yeah, see, I always played with my fingers, but I tried pick, but this thumb I jammed when I was trying to push my car out of a snowdrift once, and it went all the way back, and I haven't been able to use a pick on the heavy bass string since.
Ah.
With guitar, I can do it up to a point, but it's just much easier with the fingers.
Yeah.
Well, one thing too, though, the benefit of fingers, though, that Steve Harris Gallop is much easier with the fingers too. So
yeah. And you get that double hits, triple hits, and whatever, just using your fingers.
Yeah.
Kind of like Mr. Big using the power drill.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I just showed last week my picture from when I met Paul Gilbert. I just saw a video this week where someone was talking about how he invented that. And a lot of people think Eddie Van Halen did. Eddie Van Halen invented a lot of things, but Paul Gilbert was doing that long before Eddie with the drill.
Yeah.
I think even back in the Racer X days, before Mr. Big, I think he was doing that. So he came up with that gimmick, putting some picks on the end of a drill and yeah.
It sounds cool. That's about it.
Yeah.
In the end, it kind of makes a guitar like a mandolin. Typically with a mandolin, you're playing that, you're going back and forth, double picking on the same strings over and over again.
Right.
Well, the funny part is, geez, Paul could almost play that fast without a drill.
Yeah.
He's quite fast. To this day, he's still quite fast. And it's always weird watching some of his newer videos because he has gravitated to like a thick, chunky neck on his guitars. He's always saying he has enormous hands. So that's probably part of it. But he went from like the classic Ibanez, the PGM like he used to play, the thin, flat wizard neck to now he's big on, so the guitar I showed, that's based off an Iceman guitar. Paul had the idea to flip the body upside down, and he calls it the Fireman. That's cool. I just want it because it's called the Fireman.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
the phallic part on top. Okay.
Yeah. He took, because he did it in Photoshop back in the day. Yeah, he took the body of the guitar and flipped it upside down so that it's like this, and it's called the Fireman now, and it's pretty neat. And he did it in Photoshop, and he thought it looked neat, so he sent it to Ibanez, and they made it for him. And that's one of his model guitars nowadays is the Fireman. It's pretty neat. I don't mind having a Fireman. They're pretty neat.
As long as they don't chop it off.
Yeah, according to him, it's because of the horn, the way the horn kind of gracefully swoops up with the strap, it rests on your shoulders, supposedly really nice and everything. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. And of course, Paul Gilbert was one of Buckethead's teachers. So that's where Buckethead gets a lot of his speed and technique.
Yeah, I remember he said that. I gotta look into that. Hey, did you guys? Well, John, you're not on Twitter, but I actually remembered last week Buckethead got brought up, and I actually did remember for Canadian Spider-Man. I don't know if he's still here, but I did put out for Doomcock Flash Throwback. I always want to say flashback. Doomcock Throwback Thursday. I did the Buckethead picture on Twitter. So,
very good.
I remembered. I actually remembered too, Lenrod. I forget if I sent it to you on Twitter or what, but I actually remembered to send you the Dimebag Darrell coming out and singing the backing vocals to Down Boys with Warrant.
Oh yeah, you texted me that.
I was remembering this stuff this week. I couldn't believe it. I was remembering things, but now on the live stream, I can't talk tonight. I can't read and I can't talk. But I did remember some things this week, so that's unusual.
Yeah. Oh, and that video of the mashup between Stephen Piercy and Sade. That was bizarre.
I had some people at work check that out too. They thought it was great. Yeah. Bill McClintock here on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't heard him, he takes 2 songs, sometimes more than 2 songs. You would not think work together. And he puts them together, and some of his stuff is fantastic. Yeah, his newest thing was Sade. What was the name of that song?
Smooth operator.
Smooth operator.
Smooth operator.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he changed it to smooth. That is the title of the video. Thank you, Lenrod. Yes, smooth operator,
Yeah.
where he took that song from Sade and put Rat round and round, the lyric, singing and stuff from round and round over it. And
Yeah.
if you pay attention in the videos too, he'll work in like maybe like Slash will come in from out of nowhere and do a solo, and it's very cool.
Yeah.
Bill McClintock is very, very
They
talented.
had a Santana solo at the end of it.
Yeah, stuff like that. He sneaks all kind of stuff in it.
It works really well, and it was super catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to that at work, and that was in my head for a good chunk of the night.
Yeah. And Smooth Operator is one of those guilty pleasure songs.
Yeah, it gets catchy enough on its own.
Every now and again, I'll play that.
I must confess, no, it's not one of my guilty ones. I think I've discussed, like, I have a number of guilties. My favorite, one you would probably not think about, and I haven't listened. I'm gonna have to listen to it. I haven't listened to it in a while. But Amy Grant, That's What Love Is For.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Something about that song. I think it's for. Now, I would say that is possibly the most beautiful song ever. But I just recently watched a video. John, I know you watch this channel, Guitar Meets Science. So he was doing primarily metal, but he is now kind of branched off into other genres of music. And so the other day, I just happened to click on, he did a video on the Bangles. And there was an interesting story in there where some of their biggest hits, they didn't even want to record the Bangles. And one of them was the song Eternal Flame, which I think is a beautiful song. That's in contention for one of the most beautiful songs ever, too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so Guitar Meets Science was telling the story that their producer, I believe it was, talked them into recording that song. And I guess Susanna Hoffs she wasn't feeling it. She couldn't, it just, I don't know. It wasn't coming out right. She wasn't feeling it. So the producer told her, I forget, was it Madonna or who, but some big female star back in the day said, how, we'll say Madonna for the sake of argument, how Madonna gets the feel, gets the emotion, brings it out of her, gets uninhibited and lets it all come out. She records it in the nude. So supposedly they brought in curtains and everything, and Susanna Hoffs went in, took off all her clothes, and supposedly recorded Eternal Flame nude. According to Guitar Meets Science.
There may or may not be footage.
No, it's a shame. It's a shame there is. Yeah, Brother John, you're going to be like me now. So I immediately went and watched the Eternal Flame video, and it's on a beach. And yeah, you're going to be like, you're going to be picturing her nude now. Yep. Don't thank me. Thank Guitar Meets Science.
Going to be?
You're already. John's already there.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I never, I always cook up I like the little dark-haired women and stuff. But, I was noticing watching a video the other day, man, they were all pretty smoking. And I was really, and I never used to dig the bass player back in the day, but I was really digging the bass player the other day. And the funny thing is her name was Michael.
Yeah.
That's another thing Guitar Meets Science pointed out. He said the bass player's name is Michael and their producer's name, a man, was named Kim. That was strange. Michael and Kim. Although, Lenrod, we all know King Diamond's real name is Kim.
Yeah.
That.
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, he's Swedish though, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like some names you think are like girls' names, but they were actually traditionally men's names, kind of like Ashley. We know mostly people's a girl's name, but it was traditionally a men's name.
Yeah. Real quick, Gamer 1754 is heading out.
Okay.
Have a good night, man.
There it is. Okay, yes. Gamer 1745 says, thanks. It has been fun. If you come back later, I promise I'll try to read properly next week. I don't know what's going on with me. And now I'm back to doing this even. Disco and not being.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
At least you're not
Gamer 1740. Okay, so here it is. Here's the Men in Black. The last 20 seconds didn't happen. So Gamer 1745 says, thanks. It's been fun. I got to get some sleep. Have a good night, all. You too. Thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate it if you smack that there like button on the way out. And you have a great night. And happy Valentine's Day, too, by the way. Even though it's technically not Valentine's Day anymore. But thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated.
Still is here. It's only 11:20 in my time zone.
Yeah, we're almost 20 after 12 here.
Yep.
Yeah, I should probably soon get rolling too. It's going to be a rough day at work tomorrow, but well, this afternoon. But SP4H, I like that. Susanna Hoff's nude, hey? And then he says, him. Be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be right back.
Oh, Brother John.
We'll be
No,
right
Brother John. Mute your mic. Okay, he did. All right. Yes, thank God he muted his microphone. We don't need to hear that. But all right. I guess we'll call this one a wrap this week. I was going to try to keep it short.
Well, we're only at 3 hours, so we don't have a 6-hour outro started yet, right?
Yeah, no. But no, I gotta get to bed. It's gonna be we got a bunch of people off, some heavy hitters off tomorrow, so it's gonna be all on yours truly. So unfortunately,
I know that feeling. Right now, I'm the only person who knows how to do what I do at work right now because the other guy's on medical leave.
Mm.
He's probably going to come back and go to part-time, and he's going to retire after that probably. 'Cause he's real close to retiring.
I wish I was a little closer. I don't want to be old, but anyhow. Wait, what the hell happened there? Am I still here? The Comic Relief Crusader says, I think I did something in my province, something huge. Oh, I think I did something. God damn it, I can't read tonight. What did you do? What did you do?
Who?
You collected enough votes for the Independence Forum.
Oh, yes, SB4H. That's, yeah, cool. That's one I was going to grab. You saved me from having to grab it. Thank you. Yes, because Canadian Spider-Man was in the chat earlier. Brother Canadian Spider-Man's channel. Everyone, check him on out. Where you can kind of find General Kala, too, when she's not tied up. Over on that channel as well. All right, fellas. Might as well, we'll start with Lenrod. You got anything you want to plug or anything, or new tunes you're working on you want to talk about or anything?
Well, I did create another new song yesterday. Well, technically, I worked on 2 new songs yesterday. Created a whole new one and continued to work on the last one a little more. Unfortunately, the last one I don't know if I can actually do properly. Because I know how I want it to sound, and I can't do it. Like, I do not have the vocal range to do it. Like, I need that Rob Halford style vocal range to make it sound right, and I can't do it. I tried, and it hurt, and it just didn't hit.
That's
making me sad. Like, I can, like, all the lyrics are there, the music's there. It's totally slamming the song, and it's just I can't make it sound perfect because my voice just isn't powerful enough.
Oh, you know what? I totally botched. I totally forgot at the beginning of the stream. I had a song I wanted to sing, and I totally forgot. And now my voice is shot. But I'm going to attempt it anyway. But I'm going to go off camera because I don't want anyone to see my face while I'm doing it. But here we go. Okay. Let's pretend this was back at the beginning of the stream. Okay.
Back.
Here we go. Fez, I hear you calling. Hold on. Hold on. We'll just go right to the end. We'll go right to the end. We'll just go right to the end. Fez, I know you're lonely, but I know you'll be all right. 'Cause me and the Force will be streaming all night.
That is the most broken I've ever heard Lenrod in 4 years.
That totally caught me off guard.
I meant to start the whole thing with that while people were here, but maybe it was a good thing I waited till everybody was gone.
Oh
good.
my God.
That was good.
Yeah, yes. I totally botched it because I even meant to. I was gonna make the lyrics like that I could pop up so people could follow along. Well, yeah, I totally forgot that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's awesome.
That was good.
Oh man.
All right, man, brother Lenrod. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you and steal your thunder. Anything else you want to talk about?
I think. Oh yeah. Next week, I know it's completely unrelated to anything and everything we got going on here, but I'm a huge fan of the Ward trading card game. It's a pretty small right now, but it's growing. Next weekend, we're having the launch for the 3rd set of the game, so there's a couple of stores in the Midwest that are doing parties for it and all that. So Come check it out if you can. Look it up on their website. There should be some stuff listed. Check out their Discord.
Very cool.
I'm shilling for a game I just spend money on. They don't pay me a thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Very cool, man. As long as you're having fun, man.
Yeah.
And SP4H, brother, SP4H pop. Yes, Andy Masterson was here earlier, and I'm glad you popped that up too, because I think Andy's going to start live streaming. A little birdie told me. So keep an ear or an eye out on Laboratory of Mayhem. I think there's some things coming. And also, yes, thank you, brother SP4H. Gary Ambrose's channel. I want to make him a commercial too. I keep forgetting to do that.
Yeah.
That's something I'm going to do. Everyone go on over and check out the prop master himself, Gary Ambrosia, who was also here earlier in the chat. Brother Gare.
Yep.
Brother Gare.
Good guy.
Oh, yeah, King Diamond is Finnish. Okay. I knew it was from somewhere over there. Hey, I knew his name was Kim. Yeah. Okay, Brother John. Oh, wait, hold on. Comic Relief Crusaders channel. Yes. Comic Relief Crusaders channel. And tomorrow, something tells me you might be able to check out some huge circles over there on Comic Relief's channel.
Huge.
Unfortunately, that's the time I'm always leaving. Sometimes I pop in the chat right as I'm getting dressed and stuff like that. But
yeah,
brother John, what you got going on, Brother John? Brother John has got.
Well, let's see. I'm 61 now, and had my birthday on what was it? Thursday.
Oh man, happy birthday, Brother John!
Thank you.
Happy
Another trip around the sun.
Indeed.
And was nice and quiet. So there's that.
That's the way I like it.
Oh, hang on a second. I'll show you my birthday present.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, geez. At least you got a good present. All I got was sick for my birthday.
A lovely leather jacket.
Oh, very nice.
Slamming.
This is,
nice.
I don't know how old, but it belonged to one of the guys in my lodge, one of the brothers, and he gave it to me Tuesday night. It's amazingly intact. It's warm, and it fits perfectly.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm loving this. And it's the real pilot's jacket because it's got the knit cuffs. So, very happy with that. Now I need a hat to go with it.
Get yourself a fine fedora.
Yeah. That's
or a trilby. A trilby would
find.
probably look good with that too.
Yeah, it might.
I had to break mine out too. How do you like them apples?
Oh.
I broke out mine too.
Very cool.
I need to get a
wear this more
leather
often,
jacket.
but it would make too much noise on the channel. Otherwise, I would wear this more often.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Need to get a
That was
spiked one.
amazing. There's no rips, no tears, no stains. Lovely.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's going to replace my old leather jacket, which is, I love it, but it's ratty as hell. And it needs to be retired.
Something tells me
So
you have a channel too, Brother John. You have a channel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And hopefully I will get the video on the number 9 this week.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a fun number to play with because you can do a lot of weird things with it or to it.
I like
At
fun
some
math
point-
things like that.
Well, it's fun with number 9 because at some point, 9 equals not only itself or not only everything as it's considered the number of completion, but it also equals nothing. So it's nothing and everything at the same time.
Wow.
So a lot of weird stuff you can do with that. So I just
That's how
got to get.
I always feel like I'm nothing but everything all at the same time too. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm always doing nothing, but somehow I'm still doing everything. I don't know.
Yes. That's what it is.
That's how it is at work anyway. Like I feel like I'm doing nothing, but yet I'm actually doing everything.
Yeah.
It's like
Gotta
I'm doing,
love it.
literally playing the not working game for an hour or two every night, and I'm still dectupling day shifts production.
Yep. Gotta love it.
Dumb question. Are you fellas hearing this jacket? Can you hear like is it making racket?
Oh
I
yeah,
can hear a little bit, but not a whole lot.
See, I often thought of
Yeah.
wearing this to live stream and all. It's comfortable. Like I feel badass sitting here, but I'm
Yeah.
afraid it just makes so much racket.
Metal
well, that's one
AF.
of those things. You got to check with a professional leather guy. Don't take my word for it. But there used to be a kind of saddle soap that you would put on the leather like that would make it squeak less.
Something to soften it.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
use a leather
Yeah.
conditioner and stuff, but it still makes a ton of racket.
It
Yeah.
is making some noise, just not a whole lot, but I can definitely hear it.
Yeah, not like that Benny Hill sketch with the leather pants and leather jacket.
Yeah.
You know, the one where
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of
you
coming
hear
across
him
at.
talk.
Yeah.
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 God, that was a
Yeah.
classic. Jeez.
That was
But
Benny Hill, man. I wish they put that on Tubi or something.
Oh yeah. And the one girl on that show, Louise English, holy cow, was she nice. Mm.
Yeah, it's some hot chicks on that show.
Benny had the ladies.
Sure
Yeah.
did.
Hill's Angels.
Hill's Angels, yes. SP4A said happy birthday, Fez.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right. I guess that's a wrap. I want to thank everyone. That was, as I make even more racket on the way out, I want to thank everyone that was here on the panel, including Raquel SSG. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's always cool. It's always cool having her on the panel.
Yeah.
I want to thank everyone that's here in the chat and was here in the chat earlier. And I want to thank you fine folks that watch this on the replay. And if you'd be so kind to smash that there like button, I'm actually remembered tonight. What do you know? See, I'm remembering. I guess this is the thing. It's like the Kelly Bundy thing. Remember that episode of Married with Children where she absolutely had to pass. She had to graduate. So she got Bud to teach her, what she needed to know to graduate. But there was only so much room in her brain so that she forgot how to do the simple things in life.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going on with me. So now I'm remembering to do things, but the price is I can't read and I can't talk. But I'm remembering
the
to do
trade-off.
things. Yeah. But that being said, I hope you all know what to do by now. You need to. And yes, I'm going out of my way to make as much racket as possible. You need to take care of yourself. This is one time where the disco comes in handy. Take care of each other. And boy, I don't even have the thing pulled up here. Most importantly, hold on. Now things are jumping on me. Okay, let's start that over. Take two. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And why? Take it easy when you can take it, everybody. Take it
squeaky.
Sleazy. Squeaky.
All right. I got a little story for you about this girl I know. I think you'll like it. It goes a little something like this. Take it sleazy. Take it sleazy.
I heard a kitty.